CBS FM HD2, New York. Bart Scott.
What the hell?
Chris Carlin.
Take a hike. We're good.
This is Bart and Carlin
Buckle your chin strap. We about to bang.
on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
Oh, it's an amazing day, isn't it, Yankee fans? Oh, my God. What a performance. Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York, on the ESPN New York YouTube page, and, of course, on the ESPN New York app. What is up? Cam Schlittler. That was unfreaking believable. That was frankly up there. It's not the greatest of all time, but it certainly is a terrific performance by a young pitcher that nobody could even pick out of a lineup at the beginning of the season, and he has helped you advance to the American League Division Series. It is a Friday on Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York. We have all of the football coming your way. We have all of the picks coming your way. We have Chris Canty coming your way, and most especially, we have Yankees. We have Yankees. For the record, I did put in a request to try to get Cam Schlittler on, and I reminded the Yankees PR department that we, in fact, were the first show to put him on after his first Major League start. And the response I got was, we're getting it at 5 a.m. I don't think it's going to happen. But at any rate, this guy was, I'm just blown away by a couple of aspects of this performance last night. And I want you involved, and I want your joy. I want to hear your happiness at 800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. Bart will join us shortly. He is on his way over after his get-up duties this morning, and we will talk more about this with him. But what I enjoy the most when we talk about amazing clutch performances, especially when it comes from young players and young pitchers, is the fact that you can sit there and you can watch somebody progressively get better and better and better and more comfortable in their own skin on the major league level when you watch young players in baseball. These are the guys that always catch my attention, because to have that kind of a pressure-packed situation and to be so unaffected by it is just a remarkable thing to consider. This is Alex Cora about what he saw from Schlittler, and it's very short, but it's very to the point, and it's what the Red Sox had to do.
We needed to be perfect tonight because he was perfect. The stuff is outstanding. He was under control. That was electric.
He's throwing 100 miles an hour. He's hitting all of his secondary pitches in all of the spots that he needs to. And, yeah, he wasn't perfect, but he was perfect. He was exactly what they needed. And I hope that people understand and realize what you saw last night is not just a possibility of what could come in the future, but that is what greatness looks like in all forms. To me, when you have a young guy who not only has the ability, who has the physical tools to do all of what he did, to throw the ball 100 miles an hour, to have those kind of secondary pitches, and to have as much command over everything in the moment that is jam-packed with pressure, literally your season on the line for a guy that had a nice spring training, so the Yankees thought, let's start him in Double-A. That's where this was at the beginning of the year. To where it is now, we don't know that Schlittler is ever going to be a superstar, but what we do know is that the ability is there to be that guy. And man, when you realize that you have another stopper where maybe you didn't realize it before, when you realize that you have this extra pitcher who you didn't know what he was capable of, to go out and do something like that, doesn't mean he does it again this next time out, but it's awfully comforting to know that that's possible. to know that that it's not just going to be a 3 and 4 inning out, and that's where you're going to end up. Because that was not what you would call a one-hit wonder type performance last night. That was a guy who understood what he was doing and was unaffected. And to be unaffected like that is not something you get to see very often in that situation. You cannot overplay what that was. That was spectacular.
I wish I could say I was surprised. I don't know if I had 8 shutout innings, but I'm not surprised by anything that kid does. And he was dominant tonight. He pretty much told me when we left last night that this was going to happen, and he completely went out there and delivered.
If you want to continue to knock your manager for not understanding moments and having a feel for what's going on with his team, I can't help you. I can't help you anymore. I truly can't. Earlier in the week, when we had everybody all just throwing a tizzy over Max Fried, not understanding that he was seeing things that you weren't, that he was done at the time that he took him out, then I couldn't help you then, okay? And I can't help you last night because you were all so focused on, oh, you better give me the 8th inning. Oh, my God. You are waiting for the other shoe to drop with the manager where sometimes you don't need to. That dude saw the same thing that you did last night. It was that obvious for you. He sees things that you do not, and what he saw last night was a pitcher who was lights out, and you saw him mouthing it to Brad Ausmus on the bench before the 8th inning. He's still throwing strikes. He's still in command of the game. Why would I take him out? And he went out there in the 8th inning, and he just continued doing what he was doing. And if you're going to scream and yell, I got to let him finish the game, complete game, stop. Just stop. Aaron Boone has a much better feel for his team than anybody really, truly gives him credit for. And I think that's what we all tend to miss when we want to scream and yell about what he does wrong. There is so much more that Aaron Boone does right when it comes to the Yankees that you guys really should appreciate a little bit more. It's harder for you to appreciate it now. And I don't want to excoriate you, but I will for a moment. It's harder for you to appreciate now. We don't get to see what he does behind the scenes that has such an outward effect. And when you scream and yell about the analytics and the binders and the stats and all that stuff, and that's just how they make decisions, you don't know everything else that goes into the job now. It's a much different job than it used to be. Much different. Now, when it was about making out the lineup and it was about who's pitching when and all the pitching changes and all that stuff, it was a lot easier to criticize someone for making managerial mistakes. And they used to happen a lot, don't get me wrong. But what Boone does is he handles a team in a way today that he never had to before, that managers never really had to before. He understands the mentality of players better. Now, I'm not saying that he's a better manager than guys who came before him. I'm saying the job is a lot different. And you have to manage with a lot more love now than you ever used to before. Before, it was about kicking somebody's ass and getting them right. And do I wish that happened a little bit more? Sure. But I think it does happen more behind the scenes than maybe we give him credit for. And at the same time, the best coaches are the guys that could kick you in the ass and then pat you on the back. Just pick you right back up and get you going again. And I think he deserves more credit than you guys are willing to give him. I really do. You all just want him to get out of the way and just let them do their thing and just be old school baseball all the time. That's not what this is. It's a completely different time. I hate that phrase. I hate it. but it's true. It's 100% true. And then there is the pressure of what they did last night. The pressure of a best-of-3 series, of coming back after losing game one. And while this has only been a baseball construct for a few years, it has never happened before where a team did what the Yankees just did.
I've talked to you guys a lot the last several weeks about how good of a club I think we have now at this time of year. So you go into that best of 3 and it's pressure filled, it's against a team you know so well and is your rival, and they win game one. These guys just kept playing. Honestly, going into the night for me personally, it felt like as pressure packed game as I've ever been in. As a player, manager, that's World Series games, that's clinching to go to the World Series game, just because it's like, man, the context in my brain of like what I think our team is, a great opponent, a storied opponent, here, down one, boys answered the bell and played great baseball these last couple days.
Think about that. When was the last time that you truly said that about the Yankees? I mean, they played very well in the postseason last year up until the World Series where they were abysmal. They played great baseball the last couple of days. The Yankees were not the team that was the liability the last 2 to 3 days. The Red Sox were the team that was kicking it all over the place. We talked after Tuesday night's game that Alex Cora is somebody that understands that his team needs to go win games in the margin as much as possible, in the margins as much as possible. Because when you do that, you have a chance to make up for some of the deficiencies of your team. Well, the Yankees in the last day or two did to the Red Sox what the Dodgers did to the Yankees in the World Series. They exposed the Red Sox for some of their problems and made them pay. And to me, that speaks an awful lot about what they are. Now, I do have concerns. Moving forward. And we will get to those. But right now, I want to get you in on that performance last night, on the performance in this series, and what they did to win this series. And this, I think, is illustrated pretty well by something that Buster Olney said this morning with DiPietro and Rothenberg. It was Dan and for Rick, but you get the point.
And I think Cody Bellinger has a lot to do with that. He's an excellent outfielder, and so when you have Judge and Grisham and Judd and Bellinger in your outfield, that's really good defensively. Certainly an improvement over where they were last year, where they had to play Judge in center field. They run the bases well. I think, and I know that during the year, Yankee fans will say, man, we made a lot of outs on the bases. The numbers don't back that up. The only team that made fewer outs on the bases than the Yankees were the Los Angeles Dodgers. I do think they still are very capable of throwing the ball around. That the interpretation of that play that happened in Game 2, where they didn't send the runner, could have been very different if they had. The outcome, it would have been very different because Ben Rice is inexperienced at first base. He's not that great. Jazz will often throw off balance. If anybody but Ryan McMahon is playing third, it can be ugly. But, yeah, I agree with you. I think they're much better. And here's the thing, too. At some point in this postseason, Caballero's speed is going to manifest.
So they've got other little aspects of their team this year that can help them. The problem is, and we will get into this more, is that what Toronto does is do that even better than the Yankees. Toronto plays better defense, and Toronto is going to make you work. Remember how the whole idea for the Dodgers was to put the ball in play and the Yankees will screw it up. Well, guess who strikes out less than anybody in baseball? The Toronto Blue Jays. Guess who makes more contact than anybody in baseball? Obviously, the Toronto Blue Jays. So that's where this is going to have to get dicey, and the Yankees, or this is going to get dicey, and the Yankees are going to have to be very similar to the way they played in this series, and it presents questions as to the lineup. All of that is there. But right now it's about you at 800-919-3776. The lines are open, so let us start on this Yankee team moving forward. Here is Neil in the Bronx. Neil, how do you feel?
Carlin.
Yeah, that's
the
right.
question is, how do you feel?
What's that?
Yesterday, I told you that Cam Schlittler has the arsenal to pitch 7 shutout innings, and you said, let's not get nuts.
Because
You
I was
told me,
not.
let's
Hey,
not
listen.
get
Oh,
nuts.
hang on, Neil. Hang on. Let's be fair. Okay. Yeah, I did say let's not get nuts. I'll own up to that. Absolutely. Schlittler far outdid anything that I expected last night, and I would think probably 98% of the people outside of his family would have expected. So listen, congratulations on being in the 2%. We did it.
Thank you so much. So I believe either you owe me a lunch or an apology for
Where does
calling
this
me
come
nuts.
from? Where did this? I owe you a lunch? What the hell is that? You just make
Did
stuff
I
up
hit
in
it on the
midair?
nose? Did I hit it on the nose? Did I say he was going to give 7 shutout innings? He did us even one better. He gave us 8.
Let me give you a
8
little.
shutout innings.
Neil, let me give you a little tip here. Okay.
Go ahead, brother.
Whenever I'm right about something on the air here, I don't get little bonuses. Nobody around here says, "Oh, let's buy you a lunch." That doesn't happen. You know why? I live in the real world, not the fantasy world. You were right. Congratulations. You
Thank
were
you.
right.
Thank you so
and
much.
I was
Thank you.
wrong. And you are freaking brilliant for calling that.
Go Yankees. Toronto's next. Let's go get it, boys.
All right, let's not get nuts. I owe him lunch. What the hell is that? David and Elizabeth.
That's fire.
What's going on, dude?
Hello?
David.
Oh, you went straight to me. You know what's funny? I'm sitting here talking about you guys, right? And here you go. You went straight to me. Yeah, all right. So next time I see you, right, you owe me a bag of peanuts. Pause.
What's going on, man?
Same old, man. Hey, real quick before, I get into my dialogue with the Yankees and baseball and all that. When Bart comes on, if he does come on today,
He's coming on
you
in a few
gotta
minutes.
sing.
He's just making his way over
Okay.
from Get Up.
All right, awesome. When he comes on, pause, right? You guys definitely need to sing the Friday joint. Just got paid.
Oh, it's coming later
Friday
on.
night.
It'll come at the
I know
end
you
of the
got to
show.
sing it with him. You got to sing it with him, though, man. You got to join.
I don't know
Like,
all
look,
the
we gotta
words
enjoy
yet.
it. Me neither. But I just know the beginning, and that's all we need to know. Don't you see? That's what Bart knows too. And not for nothing, as you can tell, I'm in a good mood. I'm not gonna lie. Cam Schlittler, he played such a gorgeous game last night. I got to give him his flowers, man. He played a good game. Yankees are moving on, but I will say this, Yankee fans, as much as you're moving on to the next round, oh yeah, here comes the pressure. It's gonna get difficult. Bassett and those boys, they're gonna give you everything they got. So, Yankee fans, man, prepare. I hope you guys do well in this series. Can't wait for this weekend. Hopefully, Jets can give us a win. At least if we don't get a win, just be competitive. That's all I ask. And, Carlin, where are you taking us today? Because Carlin's Corner, I'm looking forward to it. You enjoy your weekend, Carlin.
Well, I'm not going to lie. Carlin's Corner Table today is taking a respite for the week. We're making up on some sleep this week, and the big fella didn't make it out to a restaurant quite yet. But it's coming. Yeah, we'll get it. We'll get knock a couple out this weekend. I'm only a man. I'm only human. I'm not a machine. I can't keep churning out content left and right at your whims. It'll be there. I'll deliver. Just need a break. Look, the other thing I'd point out about this series coming up, I think the Yankees have got an advantage in it, but I am as surprised that they are as heavy a favorite as they are in this series. Because the Blue Jays, if we'll remember, during a stretch in the middle of the season, did some damage to the Yankees that really was the difference in them coming back and ultimately winning the division. In the middle of the year, June, July, there were 7 games between these two teams where the Yankees lost 6 of those 7. And in those 7 games, they committed 11 errors. This is what's got me concerned. When you are putting the ball in play that much, are you ultimately just following what the game plan of the Dodgers was? So when you start to think forward, you think about a couple of things. Number one, Blue Jays are all right-handed as far as their starters. So you would think automatically that's a good thing, right? Well, you know you're going to be playing Ben Rice, and Ben Rice can be a bit of an adventure at first base. So if we're playing Caballero at third, if you're playing Ahmed Rosario at third. If it's not Ryan McMahon, and it may be McMahon, then you obviously have got defensive issues to be worried about. So can you afford to play Ben Rice at first that much if you have those other guys that you have to contend with on that infield? It can get a bit adventurous. Do I definitively throw out just the absolute greatest offensive team that I can and ignore defense altogether? I think that's an easy way to lose this series. The Yankees have a pitching advantage in this series. Barrios is going to go. What's his head? Bassett hasn't pitched in like 15 days, so there are issues there. I absolutely believe that the Yankees are going to win this series, and they should be favored, but there are aspects of it that definitely concern me. You know what concerns me? The Bellinger injury concerns me a little bit. How would it not? I mean, the guy's limping around last night in the 7th inning. That concerns me. Bellinger's been unbelievable for them. He has been so good for them. I think he's a big part of what they're trying to do. How about Justin in Floral Park next on ESPN New York? Justin, what do you got?
Carlin, how are you, baby?
Oh, I'm well.
You hit the money on the head. I don't know if you remember when we were talking. I was worried about the Yankee bullpen.
Mm-hmm.
I said, what are we doing? Are we doing the rookie or are we doing Warren? And you said 100% something. He earned his stripes yesterday, man. What a performance. I was there with my daughter. I wish she would have came out for the ninth because I wanted to give that guy a standing ovation. And, Chris, I thought the Red Sox, honestly, were the only team that could beat the Yankees. And I honestly think they're going to beat Toronto. They finished with the same record. The Yankees are hotter than a firecracker. And I just think they're better than them. I really do. And I think, honestly, Toronto, I know they won the division, but they got a lot of injuries too. Okay, they have no Barrios. Bichette's out. I really think I like our chances here. Listen, Bassett's a gamer. We never hit the guy that was, that was on Baltimore. That's on their team now. He's probably pitching game one.
Kevin Gausman.
Yeah.
Actually, Judge and Stanton have owned Gausman. They have beaten the crap out of him.
Every time I see Gausman to the Yankee Stadium, he's beating us. So I'm not going. I'll be at game 3. I'm sure he will be beating that game. But Chris, I'm not trying to get giddy, but I really think that Seattle's not a real team. I think Detroit's got Hinch, and they got obviously Skubal. But outside of that, I don't fear them either. I think this team is going. I really do.
Listen, I can understand why you feel that. I would just caution that over the last few days, we have gone from the lows of lows to the highs of highs. The Yankees are certainly capable of getting back to the World Series. And to me, it's a disappointment if you don't. This would have been a massive disappointment to lose this way. But they didn't. They came back and did what they needed to do to win these games. And that deserves an awful lot of credit for where they are. That deserves for you to celebrate that today. And I want you to do that. Feel free. Time is there for you at 800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. We are just getting started. Of course, you can watch the show on YouTube now at the ESPN New York YouTube page. If you go to the ESPN app, you just click on the tile and bang, right there. Large head on your phone, staring you straight in the mug. Bart joins us momentarily on 880 ESPN and on the ESPN New York app.
Jets football once again returns to MetLife Stadium. See your New York Jets face off against the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday, October 5th at 1 p.m., presented by Atlantic Health System.
Play action, bootleg out to the right, Justin Fields, and he will trot into the end zone with a misdirection touchdown.
Get your seats now at nyjets.com/tickets. Once again, that's nyjets.com/tickets.
Busy morning. Southbound BQE still a mess out of Queens over the Kosciuszko down to Meeker Avenue with a crash. More delays down to the Brooklyn Bridge. Westbound Jackie Robinson Parkway by Forest Park Drive. That's an accident near Woodhaven Boulevard as well. And a lot of traffic on the westbound side of the belt out by Flatbush Avenue. A crash being cleared. In New Jersey, closure of Route 34 southbound. In Old Bridge, that's a crash by Morristown Road. And Route 24, still a mess, but it looks like things are getting a little bit better in toward exit 7 from an earlier accident. Funeral services for that slain Cranford teen this morning in Union. A lot of local closures near St. Demetrius Church. I'm Bob Williams on 880 ESPN New York.
1877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
D'Agostino & Associates is a legacy firm, and I'm proud to be a part of that legacy. I'm Jenna D'Agostino, and like my father, I fight to get justice for the injured.
The hustle and grit of these streets shaped me. I'm John D'Agostino, and from the concrete to the courtroom, I built this injury firm 35 years ago to get accident victims justice. So call my team first, 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222.
You want justice? Think Jenna D'Agostino. Think D'Agostino & Associates. Justice isn't just a word. For us, it's a way of life. It's having compassion for your struggle and getting you paid for your pain. Now that's justice. D'Agostino & Associates means being there for the injured.
Seriously injured? Call my team first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. D'Agostino & Associates has offices throughout New York and New Jersey and will come to you. I've been there, and I'll be there for you.
D'Agostino Law Bite Back.
We are moving now.
Electric bikes are everywhere. They are quiet and very fast. Teens ride them on the roads, in bike lanes, but also in places they should not be, like sidewalks and parks.
Look out!
When you ride, wear a helmet. Don't speed. Watch out for pedestrians and cars. New York State and your community have specific rules for electric bikes. Follow them. Go to trafficsafety.ny.gov for more info. A message brought to you by the Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
At Uline, they know going the extra mile takes hard work. For companies pushing to go further, Uline will go the distance with you. 24/7, they answer the phone to get you the shipping and industrial supplies you need. Business can move fast. Unexpected large orders, adverse weather, new safety guidelines, and changing economic trends. Uline works hard keeping 41,000 items ready to ship, minimizing detours on your way to the extra mile. Visit uline.com.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football, it's a pepper thing.
A Progressive Home and Auto Bundle can protect you round the clock, but we can't protect you from those painful moments in sports.
Why would we trade our best player?
Well, at least you got to watch him in person when he was here.
I named my only son after him.
So you'll always remember his name.
Yeah, but what do I do with this jersey?
Luckily, the company has a great return policy.
I wore it for 6 seasons.
Well, at least your home and auto are protected with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
on ESPN New York. I didn't even realize it. We're also over on YouTube. We're going to get in some of the comments there here very shortly. Bart is here. He's had a full morning. He was over on Get Up. We're hosted today by my old partner, Mr. Portenbaugh today.
He did a great job today, too, man. Good job by him. Entertaining, fun.
That's Joe. That's excellent. It was you, him. It was
Harry Doogie.
Harry Douglas, and Peter Schrager.
And no Mike Tannenbaum today, Oh, which obviously, you know what? Is it a holiday?
No, that was yesterday. I think it ended yesterday.
I was trying to figure out because Greeny and him wasn't there, so I thought maybe it was something to it.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But I tell you what, man, like it was a great day, and we talked a lot of baseball. I mean, we didn't go over any of my Tiger stuff, which I understand, but we went over Holy Slick.
Well, there's a reason for that. Nobody cares.
But we talked about Schlittler. I was able to see Carl Ravitch.
Okay.
And he was there, did a highlight with him. He threw it to me. I threw it back. You know what I'm saying? Talking about Bellinger. Because we talked about that. And then on my way out, saw Mr. Perez.
Eddie.
Yeah.
Eduardo.
Yeah, man. Asked him, hey, you going to throw your name in a hat to be a manager? Like, no bueno. I like what I'm doing. Like, all right. He'll enter his name tomorrow. Yeah. Like, listen, I'm not breaking any news, Eduardo.
No. But listen, I mean, as far as last night's concerned,
yeah.
When you see the thing I was just marveling about to start the show is when you see a young player who is completely unbothered by that stage, and not just we knew had the physical tools, but continues to get better and better.
Yep.
It's something to behold.
I mean, and come on, man. We know he got his baptism by fire, right? He got his baptism by fire by us. You know what I'm saying? We the one who crowned him first. So he owes us all the credit. So I tell you what, I thought Early did a great job too, right? Both young guys were put in a situation, and they're both going to be battling each other for years to come. It was great to see. The atmosphere was crazy. And, it just shows you, like, when the Yankees, the Yankees of past don't win that game because they don't have the aggressive base running. The addition and the element that Chisholm adds, Bellinger, you know what I mean? That got it going because they never recovered. Basically, it was the fourth inning. And they never recovered from that, and they were able to take advantage. And we knew that when the margins are so slim, it only takes somebody to blink and for that to happen. I thought, early, I thought a lot of his defense let him down, and they made it worse than it had to be. But the fact that Slit put on the type of performance that that he put on, it's legendary stuff, man. It's legendary stuff, and how fortunate we are that we're able to witness. That type of greatness, and also take ownership of it. I mean, I see Tom smiling. He's smizing. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. His mouth is closed, but he's smizing. His eyes are smiling. Everything is smiling. And I think New York are smiling because that was a hell of a performance to see.
Look, to me, when you have somebody do that and get better and better, you could see the life get sucked out of the Red Sox every inning.
Yeah.
As harder and harder as it got. Because when you have Alex Cora saying we had to be perfect because he was perfect, that mentality as a player has got to be absolutely defeating. Yeah. I cannot afford to make one singular mistake in any moment against somebody like that because he is going to take advantage of it.
And on the other side, the Yankees are saying, we good. Like, next play. So that pressure, and the pressure got to him in the fourth, right? And it was just tick for tack, back and forth. And, the Red Sox blinked. And, the fact that he was able to go back out for the eighth and all the things that represented, looking at Boone and the confidence they just had, you can tell he just seemed so strong, so polished, so rested. You know what I mean? It didn't look like he was even breaking a sweat. And, to have the metal like that to zone in, it's iconic. And if this is just the start, we witnessed, something amazing. But if this is just the start of something that turns into a superstar, well, we witnessed the birth of him.
Now, back when he came up, I believe his first start was July 9th, if I'm not mistaken. We had him on the next day. The Yankees got him for us the next day. And you immediately were trying to get him to cash in on what the marketing opportunities would be.
Have you coined the Holy Slit yet? Because listen, they'll take that thing. I mean, that's a hell of a T-shirt right there. I was around for Reeves Island. They'll tell you better go patent it right now because
I might be selling T-shirts in 2 weeks outside of the Yankee Stadium if you don't do it.
I know. My strength coach in AA made some Holy Schlitt shirts, and I was supposed to get. He was supposed to send me one to Scranton last week. Obviously, I'm here now, so I'm hoping it comes soon. But yeah, I might have to tell that guy to patent it, and hopefully, he make some money off it.
Yeah.
I would trademark that sucker before the Yankees can get that up in their store. You don't need to give away a cut.
And yesterday's price is not today's price.
Nope, not at all.
Honestly,
if he listened, I just made him $5 million at minimum.
Well, first of all, there's going to be some unlicensed ones outside the stadium the next time they're home.
Well, you go confiscate all that.
Yeah.
We're taking all that. We're taking all the money that you got from that. We're taking all that.
I hope that he did. I hope they got a piece of it.
They'll be listening to me.
I hope that AA strength coach got his cut because he was smart enough to see it at the beginning.
But did he patent it? It's not what you know. It's what you can prove. You can prove you own it. You got it.
The thing that really I'm getting tired of with people is the whole knocking on Aaron Judge thing or on Aaron Boone thing.
Oh, okay.
Because when we're getting on Boone and everybody is so focused in the eighth inning, he's going to let him go back out or is he going to let the numbers kick? Like, I'm so tired of this, of people treating this manager as if he doesn't have a feel for what's going on and they're too concerned about what the numbers are. That's a perfect example last night of how somebody has a feel for the game, understands what he is seeing, and understands when he can give somebody some leeway. And what he did the other night with Max Fried was the right thing, and what he did last night was absolutely the right thing. I don't think there's an appreciation level that is there for Aaron Boone that there should be right now for everything that's involved in that job.
Yeah, it's funny. Like a guy like Max Fried, you ask him how he's feeling. A young bull like Schlitt, you're like, you going back out. Hey, get your ass up. You going back out. You don't even ask him because you like, I can see. You don't know what you're capable of. I do. Go ahead out there and get it done. And, that just lets you know that he understands the temperature in the room. I don't know if you guys played his speech of what he did when he brought up the team and what he said, but I thought he spoke as a player and he spoke as a coach all at the same time.
Which speech are we talking about?
Well, he had a speech when he talked about what they got to do going forward as he celebrated before they're in there with the champagne and the popcorn and all that type of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So he had a speech where he basically talked about like where they were trying to go, and the appreciation. And I think that speech and everything he said there really summed up what he brings to the uniqueness he brings specifically to this market and to that clubhouse.
Well, this is what I think people miss with it, and it's exactly what we were talking about yesterday with Eduardo Perez. And I just asked him directly, lay out what he does as a manager and what's involved in this now.
What he's always been is a really good communicator. He's always been able to relate. He's always been able to stay current with the young players, but at the same time, he knows how to manage superstars. That's an ability that not many people have. And Aaron Boone has it because maybe he grew up around it, or maybe it's because he was in the media, or maybe it's because he's been in pressure-packed situations before and has been in their position. But for that, there's a reason why Brian Cashman, who's the longest tenured general manager in all of baseball, and maybe in any sport, and Aaron Boone so far right now with 8 years of managing in this city, it's not easy, but yet he continues to go out there and does an excellent job of it. And he could be criticized, and I get the Yankee fan. But at the same time, man, I wouldn't want anybody else managing my ball club than Aaron Boone.
Who were we talking about earlier in the week? It's escaping me right now. When we're talking about communication, and I didn't really know, and all that kind of thing. And we talk about this a lot with players who don't have messages communicated to them properly. And as a result, they end up speaking to the media, and it's kind of like, I don't know, you have to ask him. Nobody told me anything, things like that. Do you ever hear that with Aaron Boone? Do you ever hear that about Aaron Boone?
It was the one mixed message with Aaron Judge where,
a few weeks ago about the injury.
I thought Aaron, should have gave Boone all the grace because he was just trying to protect him, but that's
and Judge is also exceptionally sensitive when it comes to injuries.
Yeah. So, I think that was the only hiccup that we've ever seen or witnessed about, Aaron Boone and his communication skills. Other than that, you heard Eduardo talking about how great his communication, how he thinks his time in the media helped him be able to deliver messages and be able to communicate even better.
It's Bart and Carlin, 800-919-3776 on the Yankees' win last night and what lies in front of them and why this is not going to be any walk in the park. We've got plenty of football to get to as well. We will do that in just moments, and we will also have our picks later in the show as well. Bart and Carlin, ESPN New York.
NFL Sunday's coming. You got your crew, you got your couch, your snacks, your slate, and FanDuel is coming in with something extra. This isn't just another NFL Sunday. It's your chance to place that perfect parlay or hit your go-to player prop. And now we're making it even better because this week FanDuel's bringing the bonus. That's right. Right now, all customers can get a 50% profit boost on any NFL bet. However you play your game, FanDuel's got your back with something extra in your account because that's what Sundays should feel like. Visit FanDuel.com/Peter to download the app and get in on the action before kickoff. This week, FanDuel's bringing the bonus. Right now, all customers can get a 50% profit boost on any NFL bet. However you play your game, FanDuel's got your back with something extra in your account because that's what Sundays should feel like. 21 and over and physically present in New York. Option required. Bonus issues, non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with the gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369.
Every aspect of your business will operate better and faster with artificial intelligence. AI is a race, and companies that act first will win. Thrive Managed AI is your advantage over all your competitors. Thrive partners with you on a smart, secure AI strategy for your business. Then they deploy and manage it for you. Be first and win the race with Thrive Managed AI. Start with a complimentary strategy consultation at thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. That's thrivenextgen.com/ESPN.
Getting the right mattress helps you sleep at night. Getting the right price helps you sleep even better. At PC Richard & Son, they don't just sell you a mattress. Their experts use a 4-step fitting process to make sure your new bed fits you perfectly. The right fit, the right price, plus free delivery. It's what they do, only at PC Richard & Son. Free delivery on mattresses $199 and up. Excludes Manhattan. See stores for details.
There's nothing the voice in our head obsesses over like our health. But with over 100 lab tests and insights, Function can help answer the questions like, why am I so tired all the time? How can I get better sleep? My friend was telling me about magnesium gummies she takes. How do I even know if my heart is work stress affected? It's time to up my cardio. If my mom has something, how would I find out? It's time to get some blood work done. A Function membership gives you a comprehensive health check with results tracked over time. Find out what you're made of at functionhealth.com.
Welcome to Only Murders in the Building,
the official podcast.
Join me, Michael Cyril Creighton, as we go behind the scenes with some of the amazing actors, writers, and crew from Season 5.
The audience should never stop suspecting anything.
How can you not be funny crawling around on a coffin? No, that's true.
Catch Only Murders in the Building official podcast, premiering September 9th wherever you get your podcasts. And watch Only Murders in the Building, streaming on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus for bundle subscribers. Terms apply.
Life insurance. Why are you putting it off? Can't afford it? Too much hassle? Think you don't need it? There's lots of excuses for putting off life insurance. But if you weren't there, who would pay the mortgage and other bills? With Ethos, you could be covered in 10 minutes and boom, family protected. Ethos, fast and easy online term life insurance. Up to $2 million in coverage with no medical exam. Some policies as low as $1 a day. Answer a few health questions and get your free quote at ethos.com/play. That's ethos.com/play.
In the city that never sleeps and never stops talking sports, ESPN New York is always on. Now you can live and breathe everything New York sports wherever you are. On your radio dial, on the ESPN New York app, and streaming live on YouTube. However you watch or listen, ESPN New York is always on for you. Hear us, stream us, watch us. This is ESPN New York.
This next series is going to be very interesting. Very interesting. In case you don't know, in case you haven't heard, it starts tomorrow. They will play tomorrow and Sunday, both games at 4 p.m. Sunday, that works exceptionally well if you're a Jet or a Giant fan because your games are at 1 o'clock. So that helps you out. Now, for us, that's like eight straight hours of watching stuff. But we'll make that work. We'll make that work. We're more than happy to have them.
The things we do for you, New York, metropolitan area, giving you the tea.
What I'm really interested in is the fact that when we look at how the Yankees just won, you had another team that was the team that was not fielding cleanly, that was not doing all the little things that we talked about last year with the Dodgers.
Correct.
When they beat the Yankees. The Yankees kind of did that to the Sox. I'm worried about that coming up here. I'm worried because Toronto's a good defensive team, and Toronto puts the ball in play a lot. So if you're going to play Ben Rice a lot at first base, that can get to be pretty interesting.
Problematic, yeah.
Yeah, from a defensive standpoint.
Sacrificing offense for defense.
Yeah. And I worry that what just helped them, the fact that they were a better defensive team than Toronto was, or than Boston was, now will come back and bite them here.
I mean, you talk about, Boone pulled all the right triggers, or the analytics department, even, what we talked about with Rosario coming in and how well he hits left-handers. They just pulled every trigger. And now they're going against a team, it's a longer series, where the margin for error is a little bit smaller as well, being that they're going against a team, like you said, that has great defense, not going to beat themselves, puts the ball in play, puts pressures on you. And let's see, how you manage the lineups. And can Boone continue to push the right buttons?
800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. Let's see here. What was I saying? Scott told me, Carlin, you're not on mute. Was I saying something I shouldn't have said?
Uh-oh.
I don't think so. Uh-oh. Anyway, some of the other comments that we got from the YouTube chat right now. Boone has plenty of bad parts, too. That's how it is. But obviously now is not the time to focus on Boone. By the way, by Cam being so good, he made Boone's job extra easy. Oh, of course. I mean, he was brilliant. There was no getting around what the decision to leave him in there for the eighth inning was not like he was making one of the all-time great decisions in baseball history. I'm not going to turn it out like that.
Man. Way to go, Sherlock.
But everybody else was waiting for him to take him out. They were waiting for him to make the bad decision.
And I think I don't remember what was the official number that he got to. Did he set new highs as a pro?
Oh, he was over 100. He was like at 110, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then, of course, everybody's going to go to Max Fried and say, oh, well, look, not all 100 and something pitches are created equal.
No, they are not. They are not. And
he's a much bigger, stronger guy.
And he's throwing the ball at 98, and he's still hitting spots, and he's still making guys miss, and he still had great command.
Yeah, man.
There was not much to get too worked up about at that point. I really wonder what people think, because when you think about the performances of Yankee pitchers in the past, where this one would rank. And listen, let's not get stupid. Let's not start talking about the greatest of all time. No. Okay? But for a younger Yankee generation like Tom, this is probably the best pitching performance he has seen. Is that fair? That this would be the best Yankee postseason pitching performance that you, as a 25-year-old, has seen?
26, but thank you for giving me a year less. Any rate,
you still get carded.
It's up there, though. I would have to actually look back and analyze everything, but in the reactionary moment, yeah, I could say that.
You could say that. There's nothing else that immediately comes into your brain and makes you think, oh, God, no, I can't do that.
Maybe there's like a CC start in there somewhere back in the day, but again, it'd be something I have to reflect on.
Yeah, I mean, when I think about it, there have been plenty of them, but I always think about Andy Pettitte in Atlanta in 1996 when the Yankees were down 2-0 and trying to come back, and he throws a shutout and was absolutely brilliant. I think about days like that. Now, obviously, there was more on the line here because this was with the season on the line. And that's what blows me away the most about it, is that you can't put more pressure on a guy than was on him yesterday. You can't. You have somebody going out there who might be young, but he's 24. That is a man at this point.
Yeah, season's on the brink, too. And, pressure bust pipes. And like I said, that's the beauty of it. You just never know. You just never know what you're going to see. And when it comes to young guys and unknown commodities, you can assume when okay, well we putting Scherzer out there or Verlander out there. You know what to expect, but you don't know what to expect when you put a young guy out there and how he handles the moment. And let's just see where he goes from here. Let's see if he can continue to maybe grow from this situation. See how his postseason goes, because it can just be the beginning of maybe a amazing run.
Here's a couple of more of the comments from YouTube right now. This is from Vincent. Toronto doesn't really have the experience of being in the postseason like the Yankees do, so we'll see if that's a disadvantage for them. I don't know if I'm going to get into that being a major disadvantage for a team that, like, if you look at Guerrero, for instance, he's been in the postseason, but he hasn't played well. He hasn't hit well. He has hit like 161 in his postseason appearance. So obviously there is going to be pressure on them as well, but when you are a minus 154 favorite, I don't think anybody comes into this series expecting Toronto to win the series.
Yeah, it's brand
and they have home field.
It's brand recognition, man.
Yeah.
It's brand recognition. It's the Yankees. We just watched them with their young ace. We know that the Yankees have the best star, in the postseason, not named Shohei Ohtani. And I think, we're gonna see like the power, and maybe with the bets, it's just like you say, the brand recognition, but nobody really knows who Toronto really is, especially, when a bunch of the casuals come in during the postseason. But they got some stars on their team as well, and they may not have guys collectively who have been there as an individual, but they got them who have been collectively good at other places and know what the winning's all about.
Look, if the Yankees lose this series, it's going to be a big disappointment still. What you did is what you had to do, and now I think a lot of people feel like, well, they might have just beaten the best team in the American League that could have challenged them for the World Series. I'm not convinced that that's the case yet. Absolutely not.
Yeah, not yet. I think a lot of that is because they believe in Cora and his ability to push all the right buttons. But we have to give the Toronto. We got to give Toronto their credit, right?
I mean, let's be clear. Red Sox had one dominant pitcher.
Yeah.
And yes, Toronto deserves credit. I think their pitching is going to be a problem. Scherzer has a problem for Toronto. Scherzer has not pitched great as of late. As I said, Bassett hasn't pitched in like 2 weeks at this point. Like, they've got real concerns. And Gausman is somebody that the Judge and Stanton in particular just have beaten the daylights out of.
Yeah, well, I knew that the Red Sox had the advantage. But what was the season splits between them and the Blue Jays?
Blue Jays. Blue Jays won the season series. Tom, we were doing this before. The Yankees won those 6 of 7 I was talking about, where in the middle of the year, or Yankees lost those 6 of 7, I should say, in the middle of the year when they kicked the ball around and had 11 errors in 7 games, and they went 1-6 in that stretch. What did the season end up?
So if I remember this correctly, I believe the Yankees were 4-2 against Toronto at home this season, and then 1-6 on the road. So that would give us what?
5-8.
Yeah.
So home field advantage, lends itself to be a real advantage, right?
Yeah, I think it does. But I mean, listen, anytime you can get the crowd on your side, it's obviously going to be an advantage. But I don't think it's going to be enough in this that would lead anybody to really go in the Toronto direction here. What I just worry about are the basics in this series. Are the things that we kind of take for granted, that we ended up taking for granted last year, and it ended up being the downfall of the Yankees. Is it going to be the downfall of the Yankees when it comes to a team that does not strike out a ton? That when they put the ball in play as much as they do, it can be a real problem. You cannot kick the ball all over the place. And that would be my biggest concern. I don't think they're losing to Toronto. But if they do, I think that's what will happen. It's Bart Carlin, 880 ESPN, and on the ESPN New York app. What do you got there, my friend? Have at it.
Listen up, New York. It's football season, and you should be out here enjoying every play, every tailgate, every moment. But if you're dealing with neck pain, back pain, joint pain, or sciatica, even getting off the couch can feel like a challenge. Well, friends, that's where Dr. J. Shot Sandwell Pain comes in. He's one of New Jersey's top pain specialists, Ivy League trained, double board certified, and dedicated to getting you back in the game. Here's the difference. No surgery, no scars, no long recovery, no pain medication. Just precise, non-surgical image-guided procedures that get real results. Dr. Shaw treats everything from neck, back, to migraines, nerve pain, and chronic joint pain. He builds a custom game plan that's right for you. Same-day or next-day appointments are available with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood. And yes, most major insurances are accepted. So don't get left with the pain or don't get sidelined this season. Go to SamwellPain.com, text, call, or book online. Relief is closer than you think, and it starts today.
What I'm really going to be interested, too, is how much does the fact that the Yankees have still been play into this as opposed to Toronto being a little cold. We always talk about that in the NFL with the bye week. So we're going to get more into that. We got Canty later in the show. We've got your picks later in the show. Dude, our picks, it's not good. You're 3-9.
It's us. It's New York, man.
No. Well, partially. We want to have a little faith. You're 3-9. I'm 2-10. 2-10. That's freaking. That's as bad as can be. Here's what you need to know. When we're putting up those kind of numbers, our picks become more important than anybody else's.
Yeah.
Because all you have to do is pay attention and fade.
Yeah.
That's it. And you're a winner. Bart Carlin on ESPN New York.
John Ryan.
Yeah, Dad.
I think I came up with a killer slogan for our law firm. D'Agostino and Associates, bite back.
Bite back?
Yeah. When someone hurts you, you bite back. We'll be the law firm that bites back.
Dad, that's brilliant. Accident victims, call D'Agostino and Associates and bite back. Hey, we could even put a big vicious dog on billboards everywhere.
Yeah, and Rottweilers on buses.
Hey, how about a toll-free number?
What are you thinking?
You know, like 1-800-BITE-BACK.
1-800-BITE-BACK. That's brilliant.
But what if people hear fight back?
Easy. I'll spell it out for them, like 1-800-BITE, back. 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222.
Love it. Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
All this talk about biting back got me hungry.
Me too. Want to grab lunch?
Sure. Hey, how about a jingle?
You mean like D'Agostino, law, bite back?
Ballybet Sportsbook. Yo, Ballybet stacked for football season. When it comes to sportsbook apps, it's undefeated. Ballybet. Check out that brand new parlay zone. Here's the kickoff. Build your bets and place them right on your phone. What? Live bets, daily boosts, and promos. Increase your odds so you can win more dough. Touchdown! Ballybet's the play. Make game day more fun and download it today. Must be 21 plus, New York only. Gambling problem? Call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY. Ballybet Sportsbook and Casino.
Download it.
Did you know women account for 2/3 of all Americans living with Alzheimer's and 2/3 of all Alzheimer's family caregivers? Join the Alzheimer's Foundation of America at its Women Empowerment Forum on November 5th in Amityville to learn practical ways women can reduce their risk for Alzheimer's and enhance quality of life for themselves and their loved ones living with Alzheimer's. For more information or to register, visit alzfdn.org or call 866-232-8484.
Listen up, New York. It's football season, and you should be out there enjoying every play, every tailgate, every moment. But if you're dealing with neck pain, back pain, joint pain, or sciatica, even getting off the couch can feel like a challenge. That's where Dr. J. Shaw at Sandwell Pain comes in. He's one of New Jersey's top pain specialists, Ivy League trained, double board certified, and dedicated to getting you back in the game. Here's the difference. No surgery, no scars, no long recovery, no pain medication. Just precise, non-surgical, image-guided procedures that get real results. Dr. Shaw treats everything from neck pain, back pain, migraines, nerve pain, and chronic joint pain. And he builds a custom game plan that's right for you. Same-day or next-day appointments are available with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood. And yes, most major insurances are accepted. So don't let pain keep you on the sidelines this season. Go to SamwellPain.com to call, text, or book online. Relief is closer than you think, and it starts today.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text BILL to 231231 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text BILL to 231231. That's BILL to 231231.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
880 ESPN, WHSQ, and WCBS-FM HD2, New York. A Good Karma Brands radio station.
Top 10 performance, 800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. Where does Cam Schlittler's performance last night rank in the annals of Yankee lore? Bart Carlin on 880 ESPN. We'll get to some baseball or get some football here in a moment. First, though, I want to let Mike in Brooklyn get in here, Bartholomew, on 880 ESPN on the ESPN New York app. What's up, Michael?
I'm good, man. How y'all doing, fellas? I hope everything is good. First off, I'm not a youngin', so I've seen some amazing stuff from the Yankees, but this is definitely a top 10 performance. We've converted a Beantown guy to one of us, and he stuck it to him. So he's the Schlitt.
All right, well, you can't say that.
He said Schlitt. He said the Schlitt. He said the Schlitt.
I didn't hear the L in there.
Yeah, he said he's the Schlitt. See, that's the court. Like, listen, Harry Douglas had to do something, and he had to say his name, and he was practicing over and over.
Well, that's the problem. That's why I said, like, for Michael, when he was doing those games,
yeah,
that is he has my ultimate respect of trying to fight his way through that.
It's the real fear. And I heard a light L.
You heard a light L in there?
Yeah.
Okay, because I did not. Tom, did you hear an L?
No, there was. I don't think there was a light L.
Yeah, he tried. At least he attempted it. He wasn't trying to say.
If it was, it didn't come across very very greatly. Sorry, Mike.
Listen, there's no getting around that thing. That's a disaster to continue to try to say it. It's there's too many ways to go with that.
People get fired if they get too excited and say it.
And what I just said would have just got me. What I just was about to say would have got me fired. Let's get to some football. Yeah. It's Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York and on the ESPN New York app. With the Jets offense, like seriously, it's this weekend or almost never. That's what it feels like because it's the Cowboys, man. My biggest problem here is that the Cowboys' largest deficiency does not appear to be one that the Jets can take advantage of because the Cowboys are a terrible pass defense team.
Yeah, terrible pass defense, and a lot of that is bloated records, right? Because you think about what the Giants did and kind of changing and messing up the math. See, early on it's tough, like because you look at some of these rankings, and they can be deceitful at times because sometimes teams can just have one or two bad games and it messes up. Now that's not the case with Denver. They are as bad as we think they are. I mean Dallas, they are as bad as we think they are. But every week teams can get improvement. So like the improvement won't change the statistics, but it doesn't mean that they aren't getting better. And they do stop the run at a decent rate, but you have to ask yourself, do they stop the run so good because they can't stop nothing else? And people much rather pass it because they get it faster than if they're running it. I broke down 3 plays for Sunday.
Okay.
When I say defensively, with some of the worst communication I've ever seen on a football field, I'm talking about from players running to each other. I'm talking about players like just letting people go free. Steve Wilks in this system, it looks a little bit like a couple years ago when Saleh first got here. We had free runners all over the place because people didn't know the system and people were communicating. And the issue is now they have backups. The starters couldn't communicate. Now the backups can't communicate. And I'm breaking down 3 plays of just simply people turning people Scott as free, running down the field. Tariq Hill, 25 yards. I'm talking about not reacting and responding to simple plays like the boot and not the wrong guy, like everybody falling for the boot fake. Like some of the worst fundamentals I've seen on the defensive field in a long time.
All right, so the boot is something you've talked about quite a bit the last few weeks.
Well, that's what Tua did to them. Right? I'm talking about boot. We need to run boots.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is I saw like the boot, you have 4 linebackers, right? Usually to the play side, which is the side they're running the ball to, you're going to lose the front side linebacker, maybe the linebacker next to him. But the backside linebacker is supposed to be able to see it because they don't have to be in as big of a rush because the run ain't coming towards them. I watched the Jets, all 4 people at the second level miss the boot. And Tyreek Hill is running down the field scot-free for 26 yards. Nobody even in a screen. Like, it's bad like that. Where even good players like Sherwood and Quincy, they've been good before, but they don't know this system. They don't trust this system. And so all this stuff is messing them up because they can't get opportunities to win because they just turn it. They give away free yards easy. During the Darren Waller touchdown pass, the backside linebacker ran into the front side safety because they all had man-to-man coverage. So the people on the right, man went to the left, and the people on the left, man went right. And instead of communicating and passing it, they run into each other. Waller runs into the end zone scot-free. It's that level of like, that ain't about X's and O's. That ain't about – it's like, bro, like if you can't do it, then don't do it. You can't – like right there, right? We were looking at like right there, just as an example. That touchdown pass from Christian McCaffrey. They had man-to-man with both of the linebackers on the tight end in the running back. Both of those guys crossed, and they lost their damn mind. They ran into each other. That's the level of incompetence that the Jets defense is playing with. And I don't know how they change that in a week unless you just either turn it into straight like kiddie ball or elementary, or you got to throw that stuff out. They're not ready for that level of communication.
This is okay. So this is what I don't understand then. Why is this happening? Like, all right, if it's communication, is it the language is too complex? Is it the system is too complex? Like, how can the communication be this bad?
You ever,
when it seems somewhat elementary from how you describe it.
Well, you ever been at a new job?
Yeah.
And like you fresh in, and somebody asks you, "Hey man, can we do this?" And it's not how it's supposed to be done. And you say, "Nah, man, I'm good. I'm just gonna do my job." Everybody's just trying to do their job, and nobody's expanding their vision. Because when I do my job, I might not be able to do mine because you're not working with me. So everybody like, man, this is my man, I got my man. Okay, what if my man run towards your man? And then, so it's just, I've never seen anything like it. Like it looked like I was watching the Three Stooges, Larry, Curly, Moe was just like running to each other. Like I felt like when I was watching the film, I just heard the little Benny Hill music. Ding, 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 ding. It's like, yo, everybody just running all over the place.
So who is that on? Is it on everybody? Is it on the bad communication? Is it on the coaches? Is it on the players or everybody?
It's on everybody, but it's got to be on Wilkes. If y'all not ready for that type of level of communication, then you can't go man. They play all this press man, and it's almost like McDaniel knew they play press man. Remember, it happened to us one time before. Remember the blowout game where we got our ass blew out, we buried the ball?
Yeah.
That's what they look like. Because that's exactly what we're in.
So what was the problem then?
It was the same thing. But they did it differently from us. Like, what they did is they took Wes Walker and made him a running back, which brought Darrelle Revis into the box because we were in man-to-man. So then Darrelle Revis is not used to working with no linebacker. He ain't going to say, hey, if they go this way, you take the receiver, I'll take the running back. He not going to say, man, I'm going to put you on their best receiver. I'm Revis Island. I'm locking him down. Y'all figure it out. So I can remember on a goal line, Revis was to the right and I was to the left, it was a running play, but it was a pick play. Russ Walker was to the right, came to the left, and me and Revis ran into each other. I'm like, yo, what you doing? Right? It's a run. My responsibility is going this way. That's what they look like every play. That was one game for us. That's what they look like every play. And it looks like teams are figuring it out that we play so much press man and all this stuff. They just confusing us. That's why we got guys catching. That's why Darren Waller can come off a bad album review and come off the streets and get 2 touchdown passes. And basically they're walk-in touchdown passes because they were scripted by the play design.
So at what point then does it become incumbent upon Aaron Glenn to step in and say, hey, we got to fix this right now?
We either fix it or we throw it out.
Yeah.
That's what Rex used to say. Listen, if we can't execute this, we'll play one damn defense, but we'll play it efficiently and we'll be on the same page and we'll play fast. That's where they're at, man. And it's disappointing. And that's why this defense doesn't look like the one that Robert Saleh does. All of a sudden, Bryce Huff can play football again. Right? Sometimes because he had built this team and they had heard those principles and they had went through it, and now you're starting all over again. So you're asking yourself, why don't we have a dominant defense? Because they overthinking. Their brain is swimming.
It's funny, the Bryce Huff thing you brought up, because I did the game a couple weeks ago when Bosa got hurt.
Yeah.
And they were down to a guy who was on the practice squad last year, Bryce Huff, and one other guy. And I had talked to some people around the Niners. Okay, what's the difference with Huff, with Saleh, as opposed to what happened in Philadelphia?
Yeah.
Well, much different team. Saleh asked him to do what he does, and that is rush the passer.
Yes.
But when Bosa got hurt, it all of a sudden became that he now had to become someone who could step in and try to help stop the run.
Yeah.
But to me, this just sounds like guys who just cannot get on the same page, and that.
So you got people that can't.
It's beyond frustrating to hear that.
So you got people that can't get on the same page, but you also have new people that you've never worked with. It'd be different if you worked underneath Saleh or Ulbricht's system, because you can still speak the same language. Hey man, let's play it like this. You can even say an old word that you did, but he understands it. Stevens and Cisco were somewhere totally different. So now you're trying to communicate with them. They don't have any chemistry with you or how to play or how you see things the same. All this stuff is new discovery.
So how specifically does this now become a problem against the Cowboys?
I mean,
it's the same kind of thing.
Man, if I'm shoddy, man, I got motions, all kind of stuff. I'm doing the same thing. I'm going big boy package, and I'm sneaking my tight ends out in the red zone. And that's where it really going to take, play stuff in the red zone where you can kind of – it's a new thing where you take the off tight end and you run him behind the line of scrimmage, and then somebody there got to go through all that trash to try and catch up with him on the other side. The only way you beat that is by telling the outside defensive end, hey, either give me a hit call, meaning, hey, while you're on your rush, make sure if this guy comes close to you, you go up the field to make him release inside of you so I can get there, or you give him a pill call. Hey, I'm going to be coming around here. If this guy comes this way, you got to take him, and I'll be trailing, but then I'll take your rush, your pass rush after the fact once I get over there. Because I have to – when somebody's going short motion, you got to stay behind them. You can't get in front of them because they go back the other way. You messed up, so you stay behind them. So they're already ahead of you. Then they go there. You can't chase. But if you got somebody over there that can take it for you, you just take this replacement.
800-919-3776. A lot of Yankee stuff. We've spent a lot of time talking about it. We're just into the Jets right now. Obviously, the Yankees moving on. Your calls on that and how difficult the series is going to be coming up against the Toronto Blue Jays. Game time, by the way, brought to you by Tullamore Dew Irish Whiskey. Because when it's game time, it's Telly time. 4 p.m. tomorrow, It is Yankees in Toronto for Game 1 of the ALDS against the Blue Jays. You can listen to all the play-by-play action right here on ESPN New York. Tullamore Dew is the original triple-blended, triple-distilled, triple-cask-matured Irish whiskey. Be sure to grab a Tullamore Dew or try the new Tullamore Dew Honey during today's action. Glasses up to enjoying Tullamore Dew responsibly. So this brings me back, after hearing all of this, I'm even a little more frustrated with what we saw the other night than I would have been before. Because it did have me questioning, is this truly just about the system and what they're trying to do? Or did we misjudge some of these players and how good they are? And what you're telling me is you still have an immense amount of talent out here.
Yeah.
But these are guys that are basically the Keystone Cops with the way they do not understand what they are doing.
One play, they had two short receivings. Tyreek Hill went low underneath the side. On the film, you can see Sauce pointing, which basically saying radar, right? So that means your guy's going over here. Let him go to the free safety. They had 4 over 3. And Brandon Stevens just ran with his guy up the field in a vertical, and Tyreek Hill came over, caught the ball at 10 yards, turned up 27 yards like that. And Sauce standing there like, bro, but they're not opening up and expanding their
So that's
their
on
vision.
Stevens for continuing to go.
That's how we play that.
Yeah.
We got 4 over 3, man. Like, we got 4 over 3. How they get a free rusher?
Yeah.
No matter what the combination of how they run.
They should never have somebody just wide open like
We got them outflanked.
Yep.
Like, it's crazy. And Cisco's blind as a bat, too. It's like, bro, man, listen, I swear to God, he's the backside. He's the insert safety on the backside. Run is away. It is a boot. Tua Tagovailoa booted. Nobody on the defensive line even knew that he still had the ball for like 3 seconds. They're still chasing a running back that ain't even got the ball. And they throw the ball wide ass over to a dude, and he's standing right there. And Stevens is the 4th person back. The first person or the second person is supposed to see it. The 4th person? Are you Stevie Wonder?
What's really frustrating about this is it had me asking the question before the show, do we feel like, as the Jets tried to sell this as not a rebuild but a retool and a lot of the talent was in place already, are they turning this into a rebuild with as bad as it is? Because now it just feels like a waste of a year. We knew the problems were going to be there because of the quarterback, right?
Yep.
But this was supposed to be the given. This was supposed to be the thing that was going to give them a chance to win games. Bart, I was sold at the beginning of the year, so much so that I bet the over on 5.5 because I thought they were going to be a good defensive team that would be able to run the ball down some other teams' throats.
Yep.
And they'd have a chance to win 6 or 7 games.
Yeah.
And now they can't stop anybody.
Yeah, they're a team that play. They're 11 players that play like 11 individuals.
This is impossible to fathom. Like, I'm really annoyed by hearing what you're saying based on what you saw.
I'm just breaking it down. We like, what the? Like, this is basic stuff. A boot is basic stuff. Front side guy. You're to the play side and you get caught up, you just turn it into a blitz. Backside guy, once you realize that it's a boot, you have to turn and look for the crosser wherever he is and climb. Safety, you got it. When you see these type of splits, you have to communicate that, hey, you may grab one. If these guys are tight and they cross, we predetermine before the game and predetermine before the snap who's going to grab the speedo and from what side if you're the safety. That's basic stuff. And they're getting beat by basic stuff.
Some of the comments that are coming in on YouTube are almost beside themselves with what you're saying right now. Metronome, this is an indictment of the whole coaching staff. It's really bad what Bart just broke down right now. Scott wants to know, maybe they're being coached to do that.
Coached to run into each other? I don't think so.
Coached to do the switch? No,
we talk about limbo and banjos. Limbo is day one install. I don't care what system you're in. Every team has a form of this. You see somebody look like they're making an L and they talking to somebody on defense. That means limbo. That means my way, your way. I'll take the first one my way. You take the first one your way. Technically, a banjo is between a defensive back and a linebacker. A limbo is between 2 linebackers.
Everything you're telling me makes me not want to watch football on Sunday when it's this bad. And
the thing is, even with as bad as they playing in the free runners and the free yardage they give away, they still have been in 2 games where they should have won.
Let's go sideline to sideline.
It's gonna happen.
Sideline.
You done lost so much. What?
To sideline. Go. With Bart and Carlin.
That's freaking brutal. It really is. How does? All right. I can't. Tom. Tom.
Hi.
Tom.
Hi.
Floor is yours, Tom.
Footprints, Tom.
Time for you to carry us, Tom. I'm annoyed at that whole situation right now.
Let me see if I can do that for you, boys. So, while there was baseball last night in New York, there was a football game being played in L.A., although it felt more like a San Francisco home game based on the fact that there are no Rams fans seemingly at any of their games. Either way, Mac Jones led the 49ers to a W over the Rams in a game where they were an 8.5-point underdog.
That sounds special.
Now, maybe it's just me, or maybe it's the coaching staff under Kyle Shanahan. Mac Jones is playing really good football right now.
He is.
And in my mind, he could be that next quarterback to, loose air quotes here, fall off before finding his rhythm somewhere else and becoming a reliable starting quarterback.
Well, remember what Mac Jones was. Mac Jones was Kyle Shanahan's favorite quarterback until Trey Lance came in and wooed him in the interview process. But Mac Jones was who we always thought was going to go and be drafted by the San Francisco 49ers.
When they made that trade to get up there, that's who we thought they were going for.
Correct.
Yeah.
So he fits, and Kyle Shanahan must have saw something in him that made him the preferred choice. Now, whether it was John Lynch or whoever overturned that because of the great interview and the photographic memory that Trey Lance had, you can have a photographic memory, but you might not be able to, pull the trigger. And that's what the problem was with Trey Lance. He can see it and retain. He's smart on the board, all that stuff. But Mac Jones got it done. And you have to argue, is he better? He's 3-0 now. And he did it without Kittle. He did it without Ayuk. He did it without Parasol, right? He did it without those players. And when you look at Brock Purdy, he hasn't had the same success when he's put in this type of situation. Is Mac Jones actually the better quarterback and a better quarterback for this system? That's what it's about.
Here's what's interesting to me, though, is that prior to Jones taking over, with Purdy, the numbers for Shanahan were ridiculously good. Without him, they were like 9-21 or something stupid. And now they've won these games without him. And they look... It makes you, A, respect Kyle Shanahan more and more every day when somebody can continue to play like this.
Yeah.
And B, it also makes me think more and more about how Belichick just absolutely bailed on this guy quick.
Yeah, he did. I mean, so much so. I mean, right now we got, who's there now in New England?
Drake May.
Drake May's there in New England. Yeah, Tom Brady gave up on this kid. They never renewed his contract. Mayo had May for 1 year. But, Mac Jones, showed all the attributes that we thought he had and thought when he was coming out that would have made him the first or second overall pick, in that draft.
Next.
Few injury updates for you guys for Sunday. I'll start with the least notable before moving to most notable in my mind. So first one I'm just going to gloss over.
You don't have to take us through the process. It's okay.
Just
do it however you need to explain yourself and show your work. It's all right. This is a freaking math class.
How's the sausage made?
Go ahead.
So J.J. McCarthy, he's out for his third consecutive start, right high ankle sprain. That sucks. Next, Bucky Irving out on Sunday against the Seahawks with a foot sprain. Sources tell Jeremy Fowler it's possible he can also miss next week's game against the 49ers as well. And the final one, the Ravens. They're preparing for their game against the Texans. 2 Ravens held out practice yesterday. One's been out all week. That's Lamar Jackson with his hamstring injury. The second, another big one, Kyle Hamilton, who had a groin injury that he suffered on Wednesday's practice. And Hamilton, he has not missed a game since 2023.
And now we throw in Matabike's out for the year, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then...
Travis Jones is still hurt.
Marlon Humphrey's hurt.
Yep. Kyle Van Noy, I don't know if he's returning.
This is getting away from them quick.
It is, but,
I'm not losing faith here, but...
Yeah, we had this argument. Well, not argument, but your boy Fortenbaum said, hey, this can get, the reason...
He's anti-Lamar.
Yeah, well, he said the reason why that the scores hasn't changed or the odds haven't changed because they know if they made Pittsburgh the favorite, that so much money would come in on the Ravens, and that could put them in a bad spot. So they won't switch that because they don't want the influx of money and leave themselves vulnerable. But what I said is, and what I know is, the Ravens are a proud organization, yes. I know that they have injuries on defense, but we all know that they can play better. The issue is they become too reliant on Lamar Jackson to be special when they don't have to. They have enough personnel that they can win. When you look at what the Ravens have done, you would think you were talking about Breece Hall if I told you that Derrick Henry's only had 49 carries this season, right? 49, never had over 18 carries in a game. Last week, I think he had 8. Matter of fact, I had it written down on my notes. He had like 5 rushes for 49 yards. You know what I'm saying? But they only gave him the ball 8 times.
Yeah.
Right? So the Ravens have the ability, and that's why I hope that Cooper Rush plays. Because I think it's important for the Ravens to show to themselves that they can win just playing basic football and running the football. Derrick Henry is more than capable. Justice Hill is more than capable. But the Ravens have 2 of the best tight ends in the game too. So if you want to stop the run, you talk about play action. I just talked about all the boots and throwbacks based off of what Miami did to the Jets. They got Likely and Mark Andrews. Okay, we're going to defend the run and we're going to take away the tight ends. Zay Flowers is one of the best receivers in football. Bateman is a good number 2. So once the Ravens realize that, hey, we can just play regular drop back football. We don't have to have all the crazy hand and all that RPO and fancy ball handling to be able to be effective. We can just play like everybody else, and we have better players than everybody else, but we're not utilizing our players because we put so much on our superstar to do everything.
Next.
All right, one more for you here, and this is the whole Shedeur of it all. Another headline from Shedeur Sanders. So, to set it up for anybody who hasn't gotten the full context, Dylan Gabriel's the starting quarterback in Cleveland this week. Shedeur is still quarterback number 3. Shedeur obviously thinks he can start in this league. Made some comments last Sunday that kind of insinuated that. Rex Ryan told him that he runs his mouth a little bit on Get Up earlier this week. Sanders caught wind of that, did a little pantomiming to reporters the other day as a response. Any problem with this?
It was just stupid. First of all, why is Shedeur even made available to the media at this point? Part of it has got to be what Cleveland is doing PR-wise. He can't, he's not playing. So there's no reason for him to be talking to the media. That's number 1. Number 2, his whole strategy on this thing, Bart, I want to root for Shedeur. It feels like with each thing like this that he does not help his future prospects for opportunities. If it's not let's remember, Cleveland does not have a whole lot invested here. They can move on from it if they chose to. They obviously don't want to see him go somewhere else and be really successful.
Right.
But it does feel like he's hurting himself here. That's the only thing he's doing.
Yeah, he's becoming a distraction. And when you're the third string quarterback, you can't be the distraction. If he just be patient and just worked on his craft, next year he should be in a quarterback battle, right? Because Joe Flacco's not going to be there. If Dylan Gabriel is the starter now, then he's going to be a guy that you can say at worst can be a backup, right? Or could be a starter. It would give Shedeur the opportunity, after 1 year to be the starting quarterback of the team because they're not going to keep Deshaun Watson next year. They're going to cut him.
The other thing that bothers me here is their defense is so good.
So good.
So good.
That throwback defense.
Do we honestly believe that Kevin Stefanski, if he felt like Shedeur gave him the best chance to win the game, that he wouldn't be playing?
Right.
With that defense, come on. With the way the AFC is shaping up, they can get themselves right back in it if he felt like that gave him the best chance.
Yeah, I mean, Dylan's a guy, one of his strengths is that he gets the ball out of his hands so fast. And that's really what you want. You don't want any negative plays. Those 2, was it Jenkins or Junkins?
Quinshon Junkins, yeah.
They what people aren't talking about is the draft class of Cleveland.
Yep. From
Graham to those. I know we talk about Shedeur all the time, but they got some good players. And if they got their starting quarterback in Dylan, they got a great defensive tackle in Mason Graham. They went out. Everybody's contributing from that rookie class except for Shedeur, yet he gets all the attention.
Bart Carlin, 800-919-3776 on all the football, on whether or not we actually see the Jet offense show up on Sunday for the first time and the biggest problems with the Jet defense, but also all about the Yankees moving on to take on the Blue Jays starting tomorrow. Looks like it'll be Luis Gil, we would think, in Game 1, barring some absolute other just unexpected decision. He would absolutely be the guy for Game 1 tomorrow. And then Game 2, both days, will be played at 4 p.m. in the American League Division Series. Get on board on Schlittler's performance last night at 800-919-3776. Lines open for you next.
Getting the right mattress helps you sleep at night. Getting the right price helps you sleep even better. At PC Richard & Son, they don't just sell you a mattress. Their experts use a 4-step fitting process to make sure your new bed fits you perfectly. The right fit, the right price, plus free delivery. It's what they do, only at PC Richard & Son. Free delivery on mattresses $199 and up. Excludes Manhattan. See stores for details.
Jets football once again returns to MetLife Stadium. See your New York Jets face off against the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday, October 5th at 1 p.m., presented by Atlantic Health System.
Play action, bootleg out to the right, Justin Fields, and he will trot into the end zone with a misdirection touchdown.
Get your seats now at nyjets.com/tickets. Once again, that's nyjets.com/tickets.
The Association on Aging in New York is celebrating the 60th anniversary of the Older Americans Act, which funds vital programs for millions of older adults. Services include meals, transportation, home care, Medicare counseling, case management, and caregiver support. Today, people are uncertain whether some programs remain available. We can help. To learn more about these essential programs and how to keep them, visit our website at agingny.org. Sponsored by the Association on Aging in New York.
Friends, it's football season, the best time of the year. You should be out there tailgating, cheering on your team, and enjoying every Sunday. But if you're dealing with neck pain, back pain, sciatica, or nerve pain, even getting off the couch can feel like a challenge. You don't have to live like that. There's help. Dr. Jay Shaw at Sandwell Pain is New Jersey's top pain specialist. He's Ivy League trained, double board certified, and is dedicated to helping you get back in the game. Here's what makes the difference. No surgery, no scars, no long recovery, no pain medication. Just precise, non-surgical image-guided procedures that deliver real results. Dr. Shaw treats neck pain, back pain, joint pain, migraines, nerve pain, and sciatica with a plan that's customized for you. Same-day and next-day appointments are available, and with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood, relief is always close. So don't let pain keep you on the sidelines this season. Visit SandwellPain.com to call, text, or book online. Most major insurances are accepted. That's SandwellPain.com. Relief is closer than you think, and it starts today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
At Uline, they know firsthand the road to success is an uphill climb. Uline started in the family basement, and through hard work is now North America's most trusted shipping and industrial supplier. They get what it means to have the support of reliable, hard-working partners. So they keep 41,000 items ready to ship. Whether your company is still in a basement office or expanding cross-country, Uline will be there on your road to success. Visit uline.com.
Whoa, it's you, the Capital One Bank guy.
That's what they call me.
Mind if I get a selfie?
Yeah, sure thing. Say no fees or minimums on your Capital One checking account.
Wow, that's a keeper. So, where are you heading?
I'm off to spread the good news that Capital One helps people keep more money in their wallet with no overdraft fees.
Oh, you're the best Capital One Bank guy.
Hey, mind if I get a selfie?
Sure.
Say, Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
From kickoff to cash out, ESPN Bet has the tools you need to score more on game days. Bet smarter with stats at your fingertips. Get personalized parlays built just for you. And with your fantasy team synced right in the app, you can back your squad. Right now, new customers get $100 in bonus bets when you bet $10. Sign up with promo code USL to get started. Must be 21 plus. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. See app for details. Offer not available in New York.
Bart Carlin, 800-919-3776, 800-919-ESPN. Our picks are coming later, and we have been awful with our picks, but that should be even more attractive to you because you should know that when Bart is 3-9 and I am 2-10, our picks are even more valuable than somebody who, knows what the hell they're talking about.
It's consistency because all you have to do is take the reverse psychology of it, just take whatever we don't take, and then so we giving you the consistent way how to win.
Yes. Go opposite us. Fade us. Then you win. I would argue that we're more valuable to Vegas than anybody else.
Exactly.
You ever see the movie The Cooler?
Yes.
It was William H. Macy.
I've experienced the cooler, too.
What do you mean?
Be on a hot streak, and they send that new dealer over it. Man, give my money, man. Why can't I win some, man? Get it from everybody else, man.
Well, that's what we are. We're the cooler right now. But that also means that the rest of the table can bet against us, and they can make it work. 800-919-3776. How about a little audio file?
The audio file.
All right, Tom is here. He's got audio files. Have at it, my boy.
Oh, I will. And we are talking Yankees, of course, because of their big Game 3 victory that gets them to the ALDS.
Listen to Tom. Listen to Tom. Listen to how happy Tom is. Yankee boy. All happy.
I couldn't be happier today.
I don't want to take away your joy.
I'm just curious. I hope this audio files have a little Detroit. I hope it's...
And why the hell would I have any Detroit?
Because it's a reflection of what's going on and the beautiful things that are happening in Major League Baseball.
No, I'm good. All I care about right now is Holy Cam, because I'm not going to say his last name when I say Holy because I feel like I might end up having to dump myself. But at any rate,
that's an unfortunate way to put that, but okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I guess it is. We are going to talk about Cam's performance, though, and Aaron Boone knew the stage wouldn't be too big for him.
Honestly, every time he's taken the ball, I feel so good about him that he's capable of doing anything because he's such a good strike thrower and with that stuff. But felt great about where he was mentally last night when he was leaving. And, as I said, results aside, you never know what the results going to be. I knew it wasn't going to be too big for him. But what a performance.
And what allowed him to dominate, Aaron?
I think just didn't make it more than it was, but also realized the importance of it. When you throw 100 and command the baseball and can land your secondary pitches, you can be a problem for the opposition. So that's what he's capable of. And, obviously efficient enough to get through 8 innings there. And, I'm not surprised, honestly.
I really, truly am always intrigued by the guys who in the pressure moments are at their very best and are able to block everything out. And if you ever talk about a more isolated spot to be in than being a pitcher on the mound in a game like that and having to block all of that out, you talk about mental toughness.
Yeah.
That doesn't even begin to cover it.
The stage. It's almost like when we had Joe Flacco, we called him the Cooler. That's why he got the name Cool Joe. Because nothing seemed to affect him or bother him, and what happened around him made him no difference. And that's a rare trait. Not a lot of people have that. A lot of us are very emotional, very high like that. And we talk about Rodon and how he is. To be able to keep a cool pulse, I think allowed him not to burn excess energy, which allowed him to go 8.
Next.
And speaking of the kid, let's hear from him now. And guys, listen intently here because he just sounds like a Yankee. And by that, I mean, I feel like he's gone through their whole PR.
Now you're gonna make me throw up, Tom. Come on, don't make me hate the Yankees again, Tom. Don't do it.
He's spreading this stuff on like chunky Jif peanut butter.
God. Go ahead.
Okay. I'll just play Kim Schlittler. How quickly did you realize you're going to be locked in?
Yeah, I think honestly before the game started, just with the bullpen I had, I was just very in control of all my pitches and being able to mix that. So, I think once I got past the first, second inning, I was able to really get in a rhythm.
How confident were you that you were going to not let Boston beat you?
I got really good sleep last night. I wasn't too worried about it, but I woke up and I was locked in. So I knew exactly what I needed to do and go out there, especially against my hometown team. So as I told Andy yesterday, I wasn't going to let him beat me. So I was just overconfident in that fact, but making sure I wasn't getting too carried away with it.
Yeah, again, like I said after the game, it's personal for me, just playing Boston. So I was locked in. I trust the guys to back me up out there, and that's exactly what they did.
So let's be clear. His buddies are texting him. His people from home are texting him, giving him a hard time about pitching for the Yankees and wishing him, ill will, so to speak, against the Red Sox. And then he goes out and does that to them. And when you factor that in as well, I mean, it's an absolutely absurd performance.
No soup for you when he goes to Boston.
By the way,
no clam chowder.
You buying the idea that he slept well? I don't buy that. There's no way he slept well. The only way he slept well is if he was aided by something.
Took that melatonin.
Or that gummy. Allegedly. No, I'm joking when I say that.
You know what?
There's no way even the coolest of cool could sleep that well.
You know the football equivalent? Like a player like ball out like that, definitely getting drug tested the next day. I swear to God. Like, so nobody got a hair follicle done from him. Like, bro, anytime you ball in the league, have a great defensive game, great offensive game, they're going to have that cup.
We'll see you Monday morning.
Yeah. As soon as you get in there, yep.
Here's your check.
Yeah, go in that
Here's
cup.
this cup.
Yeah, I'm going to need you to go ahead and pee in that, man.
Next.
All right, and continuing on the Yankees train, Buster Olney this morning, he touched on something that is actually very critical about the Yankees and how they look compared to years past, specifically last year when they made a lot of errors in the postseason. It seems like they're doing the small things well.
And I think Cody Bellinger has a lot to do with that. You know, he's an excellent outfielder, and so when you have Judge and Grisham and Judd and Bellinger in your outfield, that's really good defensively. Certainly an improvement over where they were last year, where they had to play Judge in center field. They run the bases well. I think, and I know that during the year, Yankee fans will say, man, we made a lot of outs on the bases. The numbers don't back that up. The only team that made fewer outs on the bases than the Yankees were the Los Angeles Dodgers. I do think they still are very capable of throwing the ball around. The interpretation of that play that happened in Game 2, where they didn't send the runner, could have been very different if they had. The outcome, it would have been very different because Ben Rice is inexperienced at first base. He's not that great. Jazz will often throw off balance. If anybody but Ryan McMahon is playing third, it can be ugly. But, yeah, I agree with you. I think they're much better. And here's the thing, too. At some point in this postseason, Caballero's speed is going to manifest.
Well, with the part before that, that's what has me particularly intrigued about. If you have Ben Rice at first, you do have to be more concerned about the defense than usual because Goldschmidt is so good at first base. So you are going to be sacrificing some defense to have Ben Rice in the game, and I know that most Yankee fans are okay with that because they would feel like their offense is a decided advantage in this series.
Yeah, and the good thing is you've played against this team, so you know how you match up. It's not like this is a team that's outside of your division where it's a surprise. So you know exactly how you match up, how, what their strengths and weaknesses are. You've scouted these people over and over again. So, these are the matchups where it comes about the little things and, who steps up and who takes the information that they know about each other and best utilize it.
Gia checking in on the chat. Carlin is such a Yankee hater, and he looks just like most of Met fans look. It cracks me up. I'm not a Met fan, and I'm not a Yankee hater. Tom is making me hate the Yankees with Tom-level arrogance. See, here's what people don't...
It's so smug. It's Duke. It's like Duke's whole people. You're acting real dookie right now.
Gia, this is directed toward you and to anybody that has this feeling that maybe is not as familiar with the work of Tom Bauer as the rest of us are. Tom is someone that very quietly is wishing you ill will. He is someone that will have a smile on his face and shake your hand, but in his mind, he is considering ways to kill you. He is ready to figure out just how to enjoy your misfortune as much as possible. Because he will walk in and there will be an awful Met loss or an awful loss for a team that he doesn't like.
Yep.
And he will just have a very subtle smile on his face and deliver it very coolly.
Oh, you should have saw him earlier this week. Oh, I didn't even know he was produced. I didn't even know he was on the board. Like, is Tom here? He ain't say nothing the whole damn day.
Am I portraying you poorly in this?
No, not at all. I'm going to say that.
Even he admits it.
I'm going to say that again without a voice crack.
Yeah, Tom's voice has been cracking so much today. Like he's 15 again.
I'm all about psychological warfare. I'm going to leave it at that.
He has a look. He's got a yes, Clarice look on his face. That's what he's got all the time. Bart Carlin on ESPN New York and on the ESPN New York app.
D'Agostino, law, bite back.
I'm injury attorney John Ryan D'Agostino, nicknamed The Closer, continuing D'Agostino and Associates' legacy of helping the injured for over 35 years. My father, John D'Agostino, built this injury firm to help accident victims.
This is John D'Agostino, and this is a family firm. For us, it's about doing what's right and making sure somebody pays for your pain. Call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-BITE-BACK.
They call me The Closer because big or small, in court or out, I'm fighting to get the job done, to win, to get you every dollar you deserve.
D'Agostino and Associates has offices throughout New York and New Jersey and will come to you. I've been there and I'll be there for you. Call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222.
NFL Sunday's coming. You got your crew, your couch, your snacks, your slate, and FanDuel is coming in with something extra. This isn't just another NFL Sunday. It's your chance to place that perfect parlay or hit your go-to player prop, and now we're making it even better because this week FanDuel is bringing the bonus. That's right. Now all customers get a 50% profit boost on any NFL bet. However you play a game, FanDuel's got your back with something extra in your account because that's what Sunday should feel like. Visit FanDuel.com/Rick to download the app and get in on the action before kickoff. Now all customers get a 50% profit boost on any NFL bet. Must be 21 and older and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Bonus issued as non-withdrawable profit boost tokens. Restrictions do apply, including any token expiration and max wager amount. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with a gambling problem, call 1-877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY at 467369.
This fall, don't sit on the sideline because of pain. If you're tired of waking up stiff, fighting neck, back, or joint pain, and missing out on the things you love, it's time to take action. Call Dr. Jay Shaw at Sandwell Pain, New Jersey's top pain specialist. Dr. Shaw is the Ivy League trained, double board certified, and laser focused on one thing: getting you back in the game. Living pain-free, no surgery, no cuts, no downtime. Just precise image-guided treatments that deliver real results. Whether it's sciatica, nerve pain, migraine, or chronic joint pain, Dr. Shaw will personalize a non-surgical game plan just for you without pain medication. Same day and next day appointments are available with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood. Most major insurances are accepted, so what are you waiting for? Don't let pain keep you out of the action this season. Visit Sandwell Pain to text, call, or book online. You'll wish you met Dr. Jay Shaw a lot sooner. Relief starts today, and victory over pain is closer than you think.
Every aspect of your business will operate better and faster with artificial intelligence. AI is a race, and companies that act first will win. Thrive Managed AI is your advantage over all your competitors. Thrive partners with you on a smart, secure AI strategy for your business. Then they deploy and manage it for you. Be first and win the race with Thrive Managed AI. Start with a complimentary strategy consultation at thrivenextgen.com/ESPN. That's thrivenextgen.com/ESPN.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Like you know to check the weather first, before wearing face paint to the game.
Bro, your Go Cats is dripping into your nachos.
Oh, and now paint is in my eyes.
Interception! Did you see that?
No!
Yeah, checking first is smart. So check Allstate first and see what you could save. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Potential savings vary, including based on how you buy, subject to terms, conditions, and availability. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
From the regular season to the Super Bowl, ESPN New York is your destination for football. We've got crazy fans.
It's
the Giants somehow beat the Cowboys, I'm going to take a dump on your head.
You can feel good because you're a damn football team. Expert analysis.
Marcus Spears joins us now. ESPN NFL analyst Damian Woody.
Mel Kiper Jr.
The Hall of Famer Steve Young.
He's kind of our resident general manager, Louis Riddick.
We got Mike Tannenbaum right now.
And all your fantasy and wagering needs. This is ESPN New York. We are football.
Who is the worst at the That Boy Bad dance? Because you had to do it this morning. So Harry Douglas on Get Up every Friday with you does the That Boy Bad bit that they have created for him. And he has to do the pelvic thrust with the hands. And every week he's got you up there with him. And then he's got a couple of people that you know are just going to screw it up.
Yeah.
And Fortenbaugh is up there today. And Peter Schrager is up there today.
Well, Fortenbaugh was doing something weird where he was trying to half do it. See how he doing it up at the top? Like he like.
Yes.
Wait,
see, Joe
wave your hands in the air. Like
Joe is going to limit his exposure in making himself look stupid.
Right.
Right? He's not going to ever go full in on something like that.
Yeah. But I would say Tannenbaum is like Harry's working with him, and we're going to give him a grade later once he goes through the training. But Schrager was trying to be cool, and he messed up, and he looks kind of stiff and crazy with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, don't try to be cool. If you're going to do it, just do it.
Yeah, just do it. Don't try and act like you remixing or doing something different. Reinvent it. Just do That Boy Bad. Don't half one. Twist. Not unless you really know you got good moves.
Yeah. And he does not.
He does.
Like, if it were me, I would just get up there and I would, like, overdo it.
Yeah.
And I know that I look stupid, but I would own it.
Lean into it.
Exactly. That's all I want you to do. Because it is virtually impossible to look cool in that situation when you're standing next to you and Harry. It's virtually impossible. And that is a fact that has to be accepted in that moment.
You got to go all the way in if you're going to do it. If you go like you'll see Dan try and do it and he think he's doing it, but you can tell he really trying to do it good.
Yeah. It's not good.
Yeah.
Dan Orlovsky you talk about.
Yeah, when you do it, you got to act like either you don't care, you're being silly, or you don't take yourself too serious. If you act like, look, man, I'm really here dancing, you know what I'm saying?
Dan.
Yeah, because
cool.
Yeah, because Harry's doing it to be silly, but he looks cool doing it. You're trying to do it to look cool, but you look silly.
How many of these guys do we actually view as cool?
That's a whole different thing.
I know that's another discussion.
People assume athlete cool. Not all athletes are cool. We have our dorks and our awkward people. Did you see Mac Jones yesterday look like he's gonna throw up? Like, man, listen, fix your face. Why you sitting over there acting like that? Like, oh God, like every time they turn to him. Like, bro, why are you looking like that, man? You can be in pain, you can be hurting. Man, fix your face.
See, that's an amazing line. Fix your face.
Man, my mom used to smack us around. Fix your face. Like, man, you just beat the hell out of me. How can I fix it? I'm hurt.
There's a friend of mine, you know him, a guy at SNY named Gerard Guilfoyle.
Uh-huh.
And one of my favorite comebacks of all time, and it's so good and it works every time, is whenever somebody kind of insults him, he just looks back at him and says, "Oh yeah, nice face." And what do you say back to that?
And they're like, what?
You can't say a damn thing back to that.
Yeah, I know I got a nice face. Jerk.
It's Bart Carlin on ESPN New York, on the ESPN New York app, and, of course, over on YouTube as well. I want to get you in a couple of the comments here. There's more people focusing on the fact that you're Coco Beware and I am King Kong Bundy, which I could do without.
Why can't I be Booker T? Five-time champion.
Could you do a spin-a-rooney?
Hell yeah. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Or at least Stevie Ray.
One guy says related to Junkyard Dog because you got that dog in you.
Yeah, Big Daddy Ritter.
And then
he played DN for the Green Bay Packers. People don't know that.
I did not know that.
Yeah, he was a football player, man.
Really?
Absolutely. Big Daddy Ritter, baby, DN. If you look at him, he built like Reggie White.
Listen, I don't doubt that. How long was he in the league? A couple of years?
Yeah.
Or did he even make the team?
No, he made the team.
Okay.
He was a decent player. Like, remember, a lot of these guys, Ron Simmons, he was one of the greatest linebackers in Florida State history.
I was going to say, he played at Florida State. I knew that.
Damn.
Yeah. No, I knew that.
The Rock.
Miami.
They used to call him Sweet Cheeks. You know what I'm saying? No, they had a little funny name for him. I forgot what random used to call him. But he played with Warren Sapp and those guys.
Yeah, he was down in Miami. Yep. And then
Reigns, Roman Reigns, he played defensive tackle with Calvin Johnson's team.
UCF?
No, Georgia Tech.
Georgia Tech. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And then there was one other. Like I keep getting the Paul Heyman thing. Which
Can we get a glue-on ponytail? Like just to hang out the back.
Not the old Paul Heyman, like with that and the phone, like the phone that was the 1980s phone that looked like it was 18 pounds.
Let's put the little.
But people think I sound like him too.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let's lean into it, man.
No, listen, I'm good with it.
Get your old Zach Morris phone.
Exactly. I'll get occasionally like, why do you're so self-deprecating sometimes? I said, listen, let's make no mistake. I know what I am. I own it. Let's go. That's okay.
That's a great thing to be. Know who you are. You know what I'm saying? Like
your words don't hurt me.
Sticks and stones. Words never hurt me. Yeah, they do.
Bart Carlin. On ESPN New York, Canty joining us in moments, football and lots of Yankees. We'll get into that with him as well, being the Yankee fan that he is at 800-919-3776. They are on to Toronto this weekend.
Jets football once again returns to MetLife Stadium. See your New York Jets face off against the Dallas Cowboys on Sunday, October 5th at 1 p.m., presented by Atlantic Health System.
Play action, bootleg out to the right, Justin Fields, and he will trot into the end zone with a misdirection touchdown.
Get your seats now at nyjets.com/tickets. Once again, that's nyjets.com/tickets.
Listen up, New York. It's football season, and you should be out there enjoying every play, every tailgate, every moment. But if you're dealing with neck pain, back pain, joint pain, or sciatica, even getting off the couch can feel like a challenge. That's where Dr. Jay Shaw at Sandwell Pain comes in. He's one of New Jersey's top pain specialists, Ivy League trained, double board certified, and dedicated to getting you back in the game. Here's the difference. No surgery, no scars, no long recovery, no pain medication. Just precise, non-surgical, image-guided procedures that get real results. Dr. Shaw treats everything from neck pain, back pain, migraines, nerve pain, and chronic joint pain. And he builds a custom game plan that's right for you. Same day or next day appointments are available with offices in Woodbridge, Livingston, and Inglewood. And yes, most major insurances are accepted. So don't let pain keep you on the sidelines this season. Go to SandwellPain.com to call, text, or book online. Relief is closer than you think, and it starts today.
Friday with Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg, the Yankees are headed to the ALDS.
And they've won this wild card series, advancing to the division series. They'll play the Blue Jays behind a phenomenal performance. Cam Schlittler dealing for the Yankees.
How confident are you in them going forward? And what will Jackson Dart do for an encore this weekend against the Saints? Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg today at 3 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
D'Agostino & Associates is a legacy firm, and I'm proud to be a part of that legacy. I'm Jenna D'Agostino, and like my father, I fight to get justice for the injured.
The hustle and grit of these streets shaped me. I'm John D'Agostino, and from the concrete to the courtroom, I built this injury firm 35 years ago to get accident victims justice. So call my team first, 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222.
You want justice? Think Jenna D'Agostino. Think D'Agostino & Associates. Justice isn't just a word. For us, it's a way of life. It's having compassion for your struggle and getting you paid for your pain. Now that's justice. D'Agostino & Associates means being there for the injured.
Seriously injured? Call my team first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. D'Agostino & Associates has offices throughout New York and New Jersey and will come to you. I've been there, and I'll be there for you.
D'Agostino Law Bite Back.
At City Harvest, we believe no New Yorker has to go hungry. With your help, we're on the road 365 days a year, rescuing over 77 million pounds of nutritious food and delivering it free to millions of New Yorkers, transforming surplus food into sustenance, sustainability, and smiles, rallying thousands of New Yorkers to power a network of nourishment across our city. One day, one meal, and one New Yorker at a time. That's how we feed good. Donate at cityharvest.org.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
I was feeling the same way. After 40, the body has less testosterone, and men lose their edge. That's why I take Nugenix Total T2.
That's the testosterone booster, right?
Yes, but Total T2 is their brand new formula that skyrockets nitric oxide levels in as little as 3 hours. Since I started taking it, I've been lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. My energy is way up, and it even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles?
Yep, just send a text.
Text BILL to 231231 for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the next generation testosterone booster. Text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text BILL to 231231. That's BILL to 231231.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hey, this is Jalen Brunson.
Jalen Brunson for 3.
And this is your home for New York Knicks basketball. This is 880 ESPN.
WHSQ and WCBS FM HD2, New York.
It's noon. It's Friday. It's Bart and Carlin on ESPN New York and on the ESPN New York app. Noon on Friday means two things. First of all, it means it's noon, which means what?
It's the power hour. 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 Get the slit out of here, man.
I thought you might go 12 for 12 strikeouts. That's okay.
I was trying, but I ran out of gas.
Yeah, no, it was a little. You were up early today.
Because I was leaning this way. I would have had to sit up to get a full breath in. But you know, when you laying back and you talking to your girl on the phone and you're trying to sound like Barry White, I needed to sit up, and I would have had to take a full breath to give me 12.
And then noon on Friday also means Chris Canty, who joins us right now, of course, from Unsportsmanlike First Take. You see him everywhere.
Class.
What up from Lamaze class? Where are we today? Are we shopping for cribs today?
Nah. We already got the crib. We got the strollers. We got the car seat. I got the little recliner where you're supposed to rock the baby to sleep. I got all of the things now. I can't believe this.
5-point
kid
harness.
is not even here. I got the harness. I even got the shirt, the kangaroo shirt, Bart.
Oh.
You know, you put on like a little muscle shirt, but it's got a little pocket that you can put the kid in.
Yeah.
I got that joint. Yeah, man. We got it all, bro. Bro, I can't believe that the kid already has more stuff than Mel and I combined, and he's not even here yet.
Yeah, it's funny. That kid's going to think that he's on a roller coaster because you're so damn tall. You know what I'm saying? You're walking around. Everything, the view and the vantage point in which he's going to see the world from is going to be crazy.
Yeah, man, it's gonna be fun. I'm gonna be the human jungle gym for my son.
Yes.
Can't wait. In my Bart Scott voice.
Yeah, I have done that for my nieces and nephews, and the best part of that was I could give them back.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I got peed on so many times. Every one of my kids, I fall for it every time because they're gonna be so huggy and cute and cuddly, and so like you're gonna have them. You're gonna be it's gonna be a period where you can palm them around their waist, around their sternum, and you can just hold them up in the air, and they're gonna be laughing, they're gonna be drooling on you, then they just gonna let it go, man. Every one of them caught me, man, and I always forget.
So hold on, when you're changing them, or just like in general, how does this work?
I mean, you might be taking them out of the bath or anything. You know what I mean? You don't always put the diaper on, but I guess when you take it off, it makes it easier for them to just let it go. You know what I mean? But you don't be paying no attention. They so cute, man. You're gonna be kissing the feet, like the stomach, and like for you, like all the moms know because they catch shrapnel all day while you at work. You know what I'm saying? They do the majority of the changing. You're gonna hold them above your head, and it's gonna be cute. They're gonna pee right in your eye, man. My kid, I swear they did it on purpose.
So here's the thing, Bart. My wife has extensive experience with kids because she used to babysit when she was a teenager. And she said that the thing you got to watch out for is when you go in to change them, when the air hits their bottom, that's when they get comfortable and they let it go. So you got to be prepared, like when you take out that spoiled diaper, that they might have some more that they looking to let go. That's why when you take off the diaper for a little boy, you got to put the TP down. But the TP ain't gonna help with the rear seat. So again, there's a lot of things that I'm hearing, second and third hand. I haven't experienced it myself, but that day is coming sooner rather than later.
Oh wow! I'm imagining the first time that happens and the shock. It's kind of like when they tell you what it's like to get hit in the NFL and you hear all about it, but then the first time you get hit, it's a whole lot different.
Absolutely. It's like Mike Tyson said, everybody got a plan until they get hit in the mouth. Everybody got a plan.
Canty, let's start with your Yankees. I don't know how much you got a chance to talk about it this morning. Where does the Schlittler performance rank for you when you think about all-time great Yankee performances?
It's a pretty good one. Elimination game in the Bronx against the Red Sox. Having an opportunity to put the stake in them and continue your season, that's special. Now, I don't know if I can say that it's an all-time Yankee moment, but Cam Schlittler has arrived. And the thing that he's done now is put expectations on everyone that's a Yankees fan when he hits the mound moving forward, especially in October. So that's the thing that I'm excited about as a Yankees fan in this series against the Blue Jays. We're going to have a pitching advantage, especially with the starters. Likely in the bullpen, too. It just, for me, comes down to the Yankees' offense being able to manufacture runs in different types of ways. The Yankees being buttoned up, being able to keep that line moving in the fourth inning, those are the types of things that give me hope, because in past postseasons, there's been too much home run or bust, too much feast or famine. You hadn't had enough consistency with the offense, enough diversity in the ways that you can score. It feels like this group has that. So hopefully they bring the bats against the Blue Jays and they're able to have some similar results.
You know, what they do have as well is tremendous athleticism for base running, because you saw Bellinger, leg out the double, which, even if they wouldn't have got the other home runs in that inning, he set himself up because of his great base running, his speed, and also to get home. So with that and with Chaz, it really bodes well. But we really, we don't know what your opinion was on, Chaz being taken out and all the things that they did. We saw him stick with the kid yesterday, and we had the questions about Max Fried. What was your opinion on that? And do you think this going forward, lesson learned, Chaz never comes out for any other reason?
Yeah, I mean, kids and having Ben Rice in the lineup, they clearly made a difference from game one to game two in terms of their overall energy. Would have loved for Ben Rice to come down with that foul fly ball. Those are the types of plays that you can't allow opponents to get away with. You never want to give extra outs to people, especially Alex Bregman. But, I mean, I guess overall the vibes feel like they're going in the right direction for this team. And it definitely has a different air around it than in years past. The aura is immaculate for these New York Yankees. And listen, man, I'm excited to be along for the ride as a fan.
Chris Canty is with us, as he is each and every Friday at this time. Let's get into some football. All right, your evaluation of Jackson Dart's first start.
I thought the kid was awesome. Again, the energy was crazy from him. And you can see everybody responding when he ran the touchdown in off the quarterback draw. He hit the celly, and everybody mobbed him. Everybody jumped on top of him. And big fella, I know a lot of people have kind of talked about this, but I got to say it. When you have a quarterback that has that type of playmaking ability, it gives you a reason to believe that in any given game, you got a shot. In comparison to what the Giants were dealing with Russell Wilson and all the red zone woes, even with Jackson Dart, there was at times the feeling of the offense getting bogged down in the red zone. But here's the difference. There was a reason to believe that this time, this possession, this quarter, this half could be different. And I think Jackson, even though the numbers won't wow you, his ability to play make is what energized that entire team. It's what had that D-line hunting the way they were. Brian Burns, Abdul Carter, came out, Thibodeau getting after it, Sexy Dexter getting the pick. That's infectious when you have a quarterback that has that type of energy. I say this all the time. Quarterback is a leadership position by nature. And so Jackson Dart being installed as a starting quarterback, he feels like it's his team, and you saw that energy from him permeate throughout the rest of the squad in that game against the Chargers.
What's your evaluation on what Scatterbo brings to the table? Do you think it's sustainable with his physicality?
Oh, yeah. I mean, we saw that at Arizona State. I think that he's one of those players that has to understand the value of a 4-yard run. You're not going to be able to outrun everybody in this league. You're not going to be able to bounce everything. But I do think he has really good vision. He's got good toughness and soft hands for for a guy of his stature. So I like what he brings to the table, man. That backfield, Arm and Hammer, those boys got something special. You know, they got something special. And here's the thing, Bart, and you know this for being in the league as long as you were. They're young enough to not know. They're young enough to not know better. They're young enough to not know better. When you look at their age, I think they're 23, 22, respectively. They're young enough to not know better. They don't know that they're not supposed to beat the LA Chargers. You know what I mean? They don't know that they're not supposed to win. And so I love the fact that they go out there and play with almost a touch of naivety and not allowing this stage to be too big for them, because it gives the Giants hope.
It's our Super Bowl champion, Chris Canty, with us every morning on Unsportsmanlike on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2 from 6 to 10 a.m. When I look at Dart now with the rest of this offense, and you don't have Malik Neighbors the rest of the year, and you've got a tricky situation with your head coach, how much more difficult does it make it to evaluate what he's going to be for the rest of the season?
Well, I think it's beyond just the wins and losses. What it comes down to is just making sure that it doesn't feel too big for him. And it certainly didn't feel that way in week one. Now we'll see what happens when teams have a chance to watch the film and zero in on exactly how Brian Daboll is trying to use it, some of the concepts that they're running, the RPOs, the zone reads, having the quarterback as a threat to run. That was a new wrinkle in week 4. But best believe that the New Orleans Saints will be ready for it in week 5. So what are the adjustments that Brian Daboll, Mike Kafka, and Jackson Dart going to make once the other team makes adjustments? That's the thing that I'm probably most interested to see on Sunday.
Now, when you look at trying to replace Malik Neighbors, like how do you replace him, or how do you overcome that, right? And I never really got your opinion on about the turf at MetLife. At what point do we do what's best for the players opposed to what's best for the building?
Well, we can talk about it all day long, but it's not going to change until ownership decides it's going to change. And I was on the leadership council with the Baltimore Ravens once upon a time, and John Harbaugh brought us all in the room and asked us what we wanted to do. Did we want to stay with the turf field, or did we want to change it to grass? We all, of course, voted for grass, and now at M&T Bank Stadium, they got a grass field again. So I'm just hoping that ownership between both teams that share MetLife Stadium prioritize the health and safety of the players and the playing surface contributing to that. Now, we know that's an expensive proposition. There are a lot of moving parts. You know, it's not just a venue where they host football games. They got concerts and stuff, events and special events year-round. So that factors into the equation. But when it comes to the sports entertainment product, we all understand that grass is what's best.
Did Mel just have the baby? What the hell was the baby crying behind you? Who was that?
He's practicing.
No. I'm on the sidewalk, and there was a baby walking by. There was a baby in a stroller rolling by.
Are you my daddy? No, kid. Get the hell out of here.
Hell no.
Thought you just were going out to the parks and just practicing, watching parents and see how they do things.
That's where I'm at, Bart. That's where I'm at.
All right, Chris Canty with us. The Jets the other night looked like an absolute abomination. And just give me your sense of what you really feel like is wrong here with what's going on over there.
I don't think it's anything that's wrong. I think it's more of Aaron Glenn trying to turn the page from decades of bad for the franchise. And here's what folks got to understand. It didn't get this bad overnight, so it's not going to get fixed overnight. You have to have a degree of patience. Remember, Dan Campbell didn't get a win his first year until week 13. They were 0-10-1 before they got their first win. Now, I would hope that it wouldn't take that long for Aaron Glenn, but I think folks have got to understand when he gets up to the podium and says that we're not the same old Jets, even though they haven't won a game, he's not just talking to the fans in the media. He's talking to the guys in the locker room. And those guys, all the effort that they put in throughout the all-season program, all of the buy-in, training camp, and preseason, they don't have a lot of tangible results. And so the coach gets in front of the media and says the same thing publicly as he's saying to them privately. And so when he says not the same old Jets, it's not that he's trying to prove something to the fans right now as much as it is him trying to reassure the players that all of their hard work is going to pay off, and they are going to be different. They are different.
But the other night was like the exact opposite of that, and I think that's where the frustration comes from, because this was not thought to be a rebuild because they had a lot of talent. We knew the quarterback was going to be questionable, but the rest of it, when you see the penalties, when you see the other stuff, that's what drives you insane.
Yeah, but on defense, they couldn't get a stop. They were missing two key cogs in their front seven, in Jermaine Johnson and Quincy Williams. Those guys are kind of important to winning. You know what I mean? So you've got to deal with that. Offensive line has got some issues that they were dealing with. So a little bit of inconsistency there. Listen, I'm not going to make excuses. The penalties, that's ridiculous. 16 called penalties, 13 accepted. It can't go down like that. Okay, the New York Jets have to find a way to be better in that regard, especially with the pre-snap penalties. But, again, this is one of those teams that was amongst the most penalized last year. So it's going to take some time for all of the changing in terms of the culture that Aaron Glenn is trying to implement. It's going to take some time for that stuff to set in. It's an exercise in patience, and I hope Jets fans extend that patience to one of their own, a guy that's homegrown.
You know, the crazy thing is, like, I got like a breakdown on Sunday that I had to break down a lot of the plays. And really what I see, when you look on film, you see a team and a defense that's swimming. They don't know where they're going, what they're doing. They have no clue as far as how to communicate with and work with each other. I watched the players, a simple boot, 4 players. Everybody has man-to-man. The players literally ran into each other because the people crossed in the backfield. And that's more in my opinion, that's more on Steve Wilkes trying to put his system in and trying to do techniques and things that his teams particularly aren't ready for. And that's a coaching thing. Like, you can have a great system, but you can't put your whole system in until your players are ready to absorb it and be able to use it. Sometimes you just got to go into it with 1 or 2, 3 defenses. They look like they looked when Robert Saleh first got here, and they had all these blown coverages. So I think AG is going to have to step in and say, hey, man, we need to keep it simple so that our guys can play fast, and then they can make sure that they can talk their way out of stuff, because teams are just going to go when they play man-to-man 37% of the time, press man. They're just going to run bunch routes and speedos and cross guys up, and guys are running scot-free.
Yeah, and that's going to be a challenge against the Dallas Cowboys because Dak Prescott feasts in his man coverage. So if you insist on running a ton of man, you better buckle up, Buttercup, because Dak Prescott is going to have answers. They're going to have man beaters. It's already built into what Brian Schottenheimer wants to do. So I think that's what becomes interesting for the New York Jets in Week 5 when they're trying to get a win, is how do they stay true to who they want to be on the defensive side of the ball while doing something to take away the strength of the opponent.
All right, Canty, we'll talk to you next week, and, keep looking forward to those babies peeing in your face. That'll be great.
Come on, big fella.
It's good. It's baby pee. It's good for your skin, buddy.
Hey, man.
Nah, don't sell me on that, Bart. I ain't buying that brand.
Hey, man.
Well, you'll certainly find out if it's true or not.
There y'all go. I'll see you guys in the studio next week.
All right, that's Chris Canty. He, of course, from Unsportsmanlike every day, 6 to 10 a.m. over on ESPN Radio and on ESPN2, ESPNU. A reminder for everyone playing ESPN New York Survivor. Make your pick before Sunday's 1 o'clock games to stay in the running for the $5,000 prize. Now, after 4 weeks, we have lost 53% of players, including Don LaGreca, me, stupid Packers, and most recently, Alan Hahn. Follow along on the ESPN New York app, powered by SplashSports.com. I need you to pick one.
Who's still alive?
You.
Me. That's who.
You. Listen, just make sure you get a winner, all right? You need to stay alive here, and we're going to need to enter it for you on your phone.
All right, I'm going
just
to it now.
Hand Tom your phone, and he'll put it in for you.
Oh, it's just a week where I take Cleveland over Minnesota.
Oh, please don't. You're going to take Cleveland with Dylan Gabriel over Minnesota?
All right, I'll take Miami over Carolina.
Really? Really? You want to get eliminated?
Carolina sucks.
So does Miami. The Jets are the only one that suck worse.
Okay, I take the Giants over New England.
Here's what I want you.
I'm just messing with you. I'm just a tease, baby.
All I want is for you to think about it. That's all. Let's not be rash.
Don't be impulsive.
I would think.
Take Denver over Philly?
That we had some people last night who took the Rams.
Oh, a lot of people. And that was good with all the injuries, yeah.
Yeah.
I think Fortenbaum said that,
Yeah.
He said that his brother was telling him to take the Rams, and they decided last minute not to. So the stash lives.
Yeah, he was not gonna. He was on the show yesterday, and he was not biting on that yet. He especially wasn't biting on the 8.5, and then he didn't bite on that. So
it's alive.
At any rate, we will have our picks coming up in a bit at 800-919-3776, and much more of the talk around the Yankees today, obviously, and the fact that Cam Schlittler just delivered in a massive way for them last night. Here is Aaron Boone on what allowed him to dominate.
I think just didn't make it more than it was, but also realized the importance of it. You know, when you throw 100 and command the baseball and can land your secondary pitches, you can be a problem for the opposition. So that's what he's capable of. And, you know, obviously efficient enough to get through 8 innings there. And, I mean, I'm not surprised, honestly.
It's a wild card round, so I'm not going to get too nuts about where this ranks in Yankee history. And if you feel like it's up there, by all means, go ahead and call up and make your case at 800-919-3776. The thing I would say is what really impressed me the most is this is somebody that in the middle of July came up here, obviously had dynamic stuff, but has progressively gotten better and better and better, and was completely unbothered by the situation last night. And that felt very matter-of-fact, the way that he dominated the Red Sox. And that was a pure domination. And what I love to watch in a pitching performance, Bart, is when you see somebody gradually over the course of 4, 5, 6, 7 innings sucking the life out of the opponent.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what was happening last night. Every time he was out there, the Red Sox knew they didn't have a chance.
Slit, you big leech. Sucked them dry like Vampire in Brooklyn.
Well, I mean, listen to what Alex Cora said after the game. And this, when this is the case, you know you're in big trouble.
We needed to be perfect tonight because he was perfect. The stuff is outstanding. He was under control. That was electric.
I mean,
you can hate the Red Sox all you want, but he gave them credit, and that's what you want. You know, that to me, that's grace in defeat.
Yes, and it's also acknowledging what was just fact last night. I don't know how you beat that guy.
Yeah.
When you are throwing the ball 98 and 99 and you're throwing it with pinpoint accuracy in the 7th and 8th inning.
It's the same way the Yankees felt against Crochet.
Very close to it.
Helpless.
Yeah. You kind of felt helpless the other night, and the Red Sox had to feel helpless last night.
Then you start guessing. Who's my guy, the Asian player? Swung high. Like, he never swings out the zone like that.
Oh, Machida?
Yeah, he never swings out the zone like that. He just like, what the hell?
Listen, the whole thing was it wasn't a bit of anything. It was just a pure, dominant performance. And I felt good watching the kid. You remember he came on with us the day after his first big league start, and this was Bart at the time telling him to cash in while he can.
Have you coined the holy slit yet? Because listen, they'll take that thing. I mean, that's a hell of a T-shirt right there. I was around for Reeves Island. You know, they'll tell you you better go patent it right now because I might be selling T-shirts in 2 weeks outside of the Yankee Stadium if you don't do it.
I know. My strength coach in AA made some Holy Schlitt shirts, and I was supposed to get. He was supposed to send me one to Scranton last week. Obviously, I'm here now, so I'm hoping it comes soon. But yeah, I might have to tell that guy to patent it, and hopefully he makes some money off it.
Yeah.
I would trademark that sucker before the Yankees can get that up in their store. You don't need to give away a cut.
And yesterday's price is not today's price.
Nope, not at all.
Listen, we really liked him when we had him on. Felt like as you're watching him perform last night, that feels like somebody that has the ability to be a big-time pitcher. Has a chance to be really, really good. Let's not get out of our depths quite yet.
Oh, no, this is New York. We don't do that. Knicks win game 1, and we do a parade.
Knicks lose game 1, life's over. Actually, that turned out to be true. Joe in West Harrison is up on ESPN New York. Joe, what's going on, dude? How are you?
Good, guys. Good afternoon. By the way, I say gentlemen, but that'll be stretching it a little. But anyway,
fair.
Great show as always. Bart, it's been a minute since we spoke. I got another great T-shirt. How about Schlittler's List? from the movie. But
well, that was a bad movie. I don't know if we can get away with that movie.
Yeah, probably not the way to go. Probably not the way to go with that one. Anyway, continue. Oh no, he's gone. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, maybe not go to the war movie immediately.
Yeah, don't
with
go to the
Nazis
Holocaust. Yeah.
on that list.
Let's just call him Cam, I think, from now on, please.
Yeah. We don't need the marketing geniuses out there to come up with the next one. Tell you what, you come up with what you want. You go sell them by the stadium. You go see how that works. That's what I'll say. That's what I'll say.
I knew that was coming. I knew somebody was going to go because they're not thinking. They just, in your head, you think about movie recognition, name recognition, but you don't really digest what that movie was about. So
yeah. Or
you gotta cleanse the palate.
Or you're just a jackass. In Sport and Carlin, we will do that at 800-919-3776. We've got more football. We've got our picks coming. We've got Bart's elimination pick coming up as well on ESPN New York and on the ESPN New York app.
Getting the right mattress helps you sleep at night. Getting the right price helps you sleep even better. At PC Richard & Son, they don't just sell you a mattress. Their experts use a 4-step fitting process to make sure your new bed fits you perfectly. The right fit, the right price, plus free delivery. It's what they do, only at PC Richard & Son. Free delivery on mattresses $199 and up. Excludes Manhattan. See stores for details.
Health surprises can change your life in an instant. You've seen it happen to others, but it doesn't have to be your story. At Princeton Longevity Center, we customize actionable and proactive health plans to maximize your lifespan and take control of your health. Our Cancer Check program combines cutting-edge technology with top medical expertise to keep you ahead of potential risks. With advanced full-body imaging, genetic testing, and multi-cancer detection blood tests, we look for even the earliest signs of problems. Results are analyzed by expert physicians who craft a personalized plan to safeguard your future. You're not just a patient, you're a partner in your health journey, backed by a team committed to helping you live longer, healthier, and more vibrantly. Our programs have saved hundreds of lives and empowered countless others to take control of their health. Be proactive with your health for the ultimate peace of mind. Call 888-8000-PLC or visit PrincetonLongevityCenter.com.
At Uline, the prevailing opinion is, if you don't live it, you don't believe it. The people at Uline believe in hard work, and they live it by being there 24/7 to answer your call, having 41,000 items in stock, and offering same-day shipping from 12 locations across North America. Business owners, sellers, buyers, shippers, and packers believe it. Uline is the hard-working, dependable source for your shipping and industrial supplies. Visit uline.com.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
John Ryan.
Yeah, Dad.
I think I came up with a killer slogan for our law firm. D'Agostino and Associates, bite back.
Bite back?
Yeah. When someone hurts you, you bite back. We'll be the law firm that bites back.
Dad, that's brilliant. Accident victims, call D'Agostino and Associates and bite back. Hey, we could even put a big vicious dog on billboards everywhere.
Yeah, and Rottweilers on buses.
Hey, how about a toll-free number?
What are you thinking?
You know, like 1-800-BITE-BACK.
1-800-BITE-BACK. That's brilliant.
But what if people hear fight back?
Easy. I'll spell it out for them, like 1-800-BITE, back. 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222.
Love it. Hey, Dad.
Yeah?
All this talk about biting back got me hungry.
Me too. Want to grab lunch?
Sure. Hey, how about a jingle?
You mean like D'Agostino, Law, Bite Back?
What is it that makes the all-new Hyundai Palisade hybrid an incredible SUV? Is it the spacious interior that's comfy for the whole crew? Or the capability to go off-road? Maybe it's up to 600-plus miles of range. Is it the driver behind the wheel? What if it's all of that and more? What is it then? The all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid. So much more than just another SUV. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details. That's 562-314-4603.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters' experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
Ooh. This I was not expecting.
Can't wait.
Just came across seconds ago. Jeff Passan. The New York Mets are turning over a significant part of their coaching staff, sources tell ESPN. Among those who are out, pitching coach Jeremy Hefner, hitting coaches Jeremy Barnes and Eric Chavez,
Of course.
and bench coach John Gibbons. Wow.
Stevie Wonder saw this coming. They had meetings with the hitting coach all year, right? The meetings and stuff. I knew he was going. I didn't see this the pitching coach, but the hitting coach. Everybody has to find somebody to blame.
I'm surprised that they did a complete overhaul right there, because that clearly comes down to two things. Number one, I'm sure they said to Alvarez, "We're doing this, and it's either you or them." And he turned and said, "Well, it's them then." Mm-hmm. And then number two, the fact that they did this with Hefner, who they have pumped up for a couple of years and talked about the pitching lab and all that stuff, and it didn't exactly come through. Are we blaming Hefner for the fact that the Mets... we're blaming him for Sean Manaea?
Got him fired.
I mean, that's absurd if that's the case.
Look at Tim. Look at Tom smiling.
Tom's got a little subtle smile
he's
on.
Basically like, oh, see, there's a mess. Aha, yeah, way to go, Soto.
Tom, your response?
My response was, I didn't think I had a smile on my face, but if one came across, then that's fine. No, I don't think it's Hefner's fault. That's all Stearns. If you can't get pitching, then what do you expect Jeremy Hefner to work with? They worked for like a month or two. That's it. And that's all I expected them to work for. Get better pitching, and then maybe, you know what? Maybe you'll have a better team then.
Also, listen to you. Also out, third base coach Mike Sarbaugh and Glenn Sherlock, who was retiring anyway. He's the catching coordinator. Mets are keeping Carlos Mendoza, but the consequences of missing the postseason are changes atop the hitting and pitching programs that, along what Andy Martino has been saying. John Gibbons said he told the team he is leaving, that he likes Mendoza, and told him he thinks it's time for some new blood in the job. And Andy also was talking about some of the other changes earlier, but Jeremy Hefner out is definitely surprising to me, because that says, well, it's not our problem, meaning the front office and David Stearns. Our approach to starting pitching in not going out and signing and bringing in big-time pitchers, that has more to do with this guy not implementing our program properly and getting the results. This is like, that's a little bit sketchy to me, because I don't know that you can be pumping up Jeremy Hefner as much as you were, and then all of a sudden at the end of the year, you're turning around and firing him. That's tough to take.
Yeah, make it make sense. And, this is what happens when we all know.
No, I shouldn't say pumping him up all year. They were pumping him up the last couple of years.
Yeah, enough. Yeah, exactly. They've given him credit for the turnaround and for the performance. And 1 year shouldn't be able to replace that or to ruin that. I mean, when you think about players and who contributed, you got to say, man, Senga and Sean Manaea.
So is it their fault is it Hefner's fault they were hurt and then didn't execute?
It's always players' fault when coaches get fired.
Now, here's what I'm curious about, because we always talk about this, right? With basketball players, with NFL players, the discussions and the exit interviews with players on the way out. I'm wondering if guys like Minaya and Senga played a role in that when it came to Hefner as far as what they're trying to do.
Yeah, that'd be dirty politics right there. Because if you did that, you would have had to give him the credit for what you did last year. For
you would think.
So that's the thing. Like that's why you can't do these knee-jerk things because, you may be losing a quality guy based off of, your pitcher not performing or Senga getting hurt and not performing well. It could tell you what he was doing early on in the season was working.
What am I missing here? Because this just feels like let's wipe the entire slate clean and blame everybody else except we'll keep the manager because he's doing what we want him to do.
It comes off as like a temper tantrum.
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. And, look, I get it when you're the GM and you're trying to do this. Like, we've seen the Mets do this before. Like, they did this to Bobby Valentine mid-season in 99, and they wiped out the entire coaching staff and changed it up, and it ended up working. But it wasn't because it was some genius move. It was just because they wanted to shake things up. This, to me, feels like shaking it up in a spot that you had pointed to and had talked about your pitching lab, and it was supposed to be so good, and, these guys, this is what's going to allow us to be this successful. And it turns out that now you're very quick to turn around and blame them.
It's always tough when people lose their jobs, but especially when it's potentially just as a overreaction.
Look, I could, like you said.
I wonder, Mendoza, how much say does he have in building his staff, or is he just pretty much going to become a yes man where he can't really be emboldened and empowered to help make decisions to scope this team?
Well, I'm guessing that Mendoza, in the first place, didn't have a ton of say. And I don't think they went to him and said, I should rephrase what I said earlier. I don't think they went to Mendoza and said, it's you or them. I don't think that happened.
Yeah, but hey, we're making a move. If you got a problem with that, then, we'll let you go too.
I'm sure they talked about it, but we're doing this.
But yeah. They told him, we're doing this. If you have a problem with that, if it's too much, then we can let you go too. Or, you can stay and we'll keep you in place.
This feels very, very reactionary, and it feels a little dirty pool to me.
Yeah.
When we're wiping out the entire staff like that. Now, granted, there could be things going on behind the scenes with Hefner and the staff that I have no idea about, and I'm sure that would play a role. But I am surprised that they blew out Hefner here. The hitting coach, Chavez, not surprised about that at all. Not surprised. They were going to do something, but the entire staff.
Yeah, because the hitting it didn't make sense. You couldn't explain it. And they had the meetings and all that stuff, and you only can meet so many times. Once you have like the players-only meetings, you have the meetings with the hitting coach and all that stuff early. You already know it's downhill. If it don't change, you already know you got to walk the plank.
It's Bart Carlin on ESPN New York on the ESPN New York app at 800-919-3776. We've got time to get a few more in before we've got our NFL picks coming up, before we get Bart's Survivor pick coming up in just a bit. And again, I would remind you on our NFL picks, they have not been good. Okay? Bart is 3-9. I am 2-10.
But they've been consistent.
Exactly. We are owning that. And I would argue that our picks are more valuable to you than somebody that is slightly over 500. Because if you do the smart thing and go against what we're doing, we could be making you some real money here. You should be getting down on your knees and thanking God for my idiocy and stupidity. If you're smart, that's on you. If you're then following an idiot and what he says, you're a bigger idiot. If you're listening to the idiot and doing the complete opposite, you're rich. That's what you are. Bart and Carlin, 800-919-3776. Also, more on the Yankees, as many as we can get in before the top. Picks on the way in moments.
Friday with Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg. The Yankees are headed to the ALDS.
And they've won this wild card series, advancing to the division series. They'll play the Blue Jays behind a phenomenal performance. Cam Schlittler dealing for the Yankees.
How confident are you in them going forward? And what will Jackson Dart do for an encore this weekend against the Saints? Don, Hahn, and Rosenberg today at 3 on ESPN New York and streaming live on YouTube.
You know so much about who you are. But do you know what makes your body your body? With over 100 lab tests and insights, Function can help you know the truth. Because you know you're made of grit, wit, and a good heart. But just how healthy is that heart? You know you're made up of all the places you've called home. You know you're made of your mom's sarcasm. And now you can find out if you have her thyroid too. You know you're made of college all-nighters and 30s early-nighters, but those still don't explain your sleep issues. You know that you're made up of good meals with even better conversation. But are you actually absorbing those nutrients? A Function membership gives you a comprehensive health check with results tracked over time. Find out what you're made of at functionhealth.com.
Cars for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's Cars with a K to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's carsforkids.org.
D'Agostino Law Bite Back. I'm injury attorney John Ryan D'Agostino, nicknamed The Closer, continuing D'Agostino & Associates' legacy of helping the injured for over 35 years. My father, John D'Agostino, built this injury firm to help accident victims.
This is John D'Agostino, and this is a family firm. For us, it's about doing what's right and making sure somebody pays for your pain. Call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-BITE-BACK.
They call me The Closer because big or small, in court or out, I'm fighting to get the job done, to win, to get you every dollar you deserve.
D'Agostino & Associates has offices throughout New York and New Jersey and will come to you. I've been there and I'll be there for you. Call us first at 1-800-BITE-BACK. 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222.
The Association on Aging in New York is celebrating the 60th anniversary of the Older Americans Act, which funds vital programs for millions of older adults. Services include meals, transportation, home care, Medicare counseling, case management, and caregiver support. Today, people are uncertain whether some programs remain available. We can help. To learn more about these essential programs and how to keep them, visit our website at agingny.org. Sponsored by the Association on Aging in New York.
Feeling stuck on your own 10-yard line in the career game? Maybe it's time to just go for IT. My Computer Career has the game plan to score a rewarding new IT career in months. Whether you're a rookie, a breakout career changer, or a military veteran ready to serve. Why spend years chasing a college degree when you can fast-track your future in IT starting now? Take your mark, get set, go for IT. Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Switching to Progressive is a game-winning call. And that reminds us of other game-winning calls in the history of sports.
It was a doubleheader in August and really hot inside the concession stand. So instead of waiting for people to come to me, I figured I'd walk around yelling, "Hot dogs here!" And that's how I became the first hot dog vendor in sports.
Okay, not really a game-winning call, but it was a good call. You can make one too. Switch to Progressive and you could save hundreds. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
In the city that never sleeps and never stops talking sports, ESPN New York is always on. Now you can live and breathe everything New York sports wherever you are. On your radio dial, on the ESPN New York app, and streaming live on YouTube. However you watch or listen, ESPN New York is always on for you. Hear us, stream us, watch us. This is ESPN New York.
Picks on the way. Bart Carlin, 880 ESPN. And on the ESPN New York app, 800-919-3776. 800-919-ESPN. I do want to ask this logistical question, and I can't imagine that this is the case. I will ask it in the middle of our picks coming up in about 3 minutes because there is a very interesting one that affects the Jets that I will explain in a moment. 800-919-3776. It's Bart and Carlin. Let's get to it. We begin with our NFL picks. Hit the music. I would once again remind you that Bart so far this season has a record of 3-9 against the spread. I myself am bringing up the rear at 2-10. We are already into double-digit losses as we enter week 5. That's not good.
Yeah, see, the problem is I'll be doing the spread, so I should just be
No, that's not the problem. That's not the problem.
I'm trying to act like I figured it out.
No, it's not just wins and losses. We call that the wuss way out. That is not the way that we're playing this. No. Bart, the New York Jets. You were a broken man this week. You were beaten up. You came out of Monday night wondering, wishing, hoping that something would change, and then you watched tape and you probably felt even worse.
Yeah.
The New York Jets are at home for the Dallas Cowboys at 1 p.m. on Sunday. The Dallas Cowboys are 2.5-point favorites over the 0-5 Jets. 0-4 Jets. Bart, what do you got?
I got to take the Dallas Cowboys in the over.
You don't even have to hit the over. You could just go with that. You just think the Cowboys are going to throw up a ton of points.
Yeah, and I just don't know if the Jets can put the ball at risk like that and not have any turnovers.
My issue here is twofold. Number one, if you're the Jets, what is your strength offensively? It is running the football.
Yeah.
If you're the Cowboys, what is your weakness defensively? It's pass defense.
Yeah.
Your secondary absolutely stinks. They're giving up 300 yards passing a game on average. I mean, that's hard to do in the NFL, and that's what's going on right now with the Cowboys. So with the Jets' inability to deal with that, to beat them in that way, other than maybe Garrett Wilson here and there, I don't understand how they're going to be able to do enough damage against Dallas, especially when the Jets are completely lost on the defensive side and the Cowboys' offense has not been the problem in the least for them so far.
Yeah, and they've experienced a bunch of injuries on the offensive line. Their number one receiver is out. And they found what you got to give them credit. They found ways to win. Now, I know last week wasn't a win, but it wasn't a loss either. And that was against arguably the best team in football, or one of the best teams in football that we expect to represent the NFC in the Super Bowl.
I understand no CD Lamb. I also understand the Jets have been a massive disappointment all the way around. I'm taking the Cowboys minus 2.5, and you're doing the same?
Yep.
Cowboys minus 2.5, pick number 1. Once again, I'd remind you of what our records are. Bart being 3-9, me being 2-10.
Yeah, I'm hoping on it.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that me picking them means that the Jets win. I don't mind being wrong.
Game 2, the Giants in New Orleans. New Orleans 1.5-point favorites after the Giants opened 2-point favorites in this game. Malik Neighbors obviously not playing. Bart, Jackson Dart's second career start. What do you got?
You know, it's film out there now. I know we would expect Jackson Dart to take the next step, but I would expect him to take the next step with Malik Neighbors. I don't know if the threat and a whole week of a team breaking down the film, seeing how Daboll used them, and then being able to say, hey, we have nothing to fear from on the outside or from the tight end position. Let's light this young boy up. And I think they come after him, and I think they play man-to-man on the outsides, and it's going to be tough selling. Now, I'm not a Rittler guy, but I believe that the defense and the experience of the New Orleans Saints, Alvin Kamara, Cam Jordan, Demario Davis, they find a way to try and keep some pride going on in New Orleans, even though it's been tough sledding.
Here's what I'd say to that. Bart, who has scored the fewest points in the NFC? The New Orleans Saints.
Yeah.
They haven't scored the fewest points in the league. That would be the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't played the Dallas Cowboys, though.
No, they haven't.
Or the Bears.
I would say that the Saints, against this kind of a defense, if the Giants are at all representative of what they can be, as they were last week, I would expect that to be enough to carry the day. The Giants should not be giving up 20 points to this team. And to me, if the Giants score 17 points, they should win this game.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm going to have a little bit of faith in the fact that they can score 17 points. Here's the other thing. I told you at the beginning of the year that the New Orleans Saints would go winless. That was one of my bold predictions. And I'm just going to back that up, blindly back that up. And I can't pick against it happening when so far, so good, I have been right. So I will take the Giants in this game minus 1.5. You're on the Saints?
Yeah, I'm on the Saints, man.
Wow. You are a beaten man. You are a beaten down man.
This has been some bad.
I get it. We're 1-8 so far. We're 1-7 so far. This sucks. This totally sucks. But perk up, man. We need you.
Beat it out of me, man.
Last one.
I'm Ira.
Yeah, you and Ira jumping ship. Last one, game 3. Denver at Philadelphia. Philadelphia, 3.5-point favorites. Now, I have to imagine, I have not checked what the travel schedule is. Just let's get this out of the way. If Denver's coming to Philadelphia and then they're going next week to play the Jets overseas, there's no way they're going home first, right? There's no way they're going back to Denver.
They're staying here.
You would stay here and then go straight there, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You're not flying back and just to fly back because Jets are going over there Monday.
Right. And you are going over there when?
So Monday.
You personally.
Oh, I'm going over there Wednesday.
You're going over Wednesday.
What I'm saying is Denver's probably going to leave Monday.
Okay. Now, that aside, Denver, 3.5-point underdogs at Philadelphia. Philadelphia, an interesting point I heard this week. Bart, it's almost like during the season, they need to create their own drama. They need to have some kind of disruption in what they're doing to get them focused. What's your take on this game?
Listen, I know last week Denver gave up a lot of points or a lot of yards to Indianapolis. I just think the Orange Crush 2.0 is back. I think that Patrick Surtain can take away Devontae Smith, and they double A.J. Brown. Benito, and they have good pass rushing thing. At some point, you can't live on the edge as much as Philadelphia has without paying the price. I think this may be one of those games where Denver finds a way to figure it out. I think Patrick Surtain is the best corner in the league, and I think he's maybe a year or two of dominance from putting himself in the Revis conversation as far as being a lockdown island type of guy. And let's see how long he can sustain that. With that being said, Sean Payton is a very good coach. I got to go with the Orange Crush 2.0 just for a course correction.
Well, look, as I said, the Eagles love drama. They are drama kings, so to speak. They are enjoying every bit of this because it feels like they need it. And so the drama this week is all around A.J. Brown and whether or not they're getting him the football enough. And then last year, you'll remember there was the A.J. Brown, Jalen Hurts disconnect that was there that Brandon Graham helped get in the middle of. I would expect that the Eagles in this game would find a way to win. I hate to do this, but because it's 3.5 and not 3, it's a bit of a cop-out. I'm taking Denver plus the 3.5.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
But it's a cop-out, though, because if that was 3 or if that was 2.5, I'd be taking the Eagles to win by a field goal. But we're at 3.5. I also, the Eagles are 4-0, and they will hit some bumps in the road here because it's what they do. They don't go through this completely smoothly. But if they're going to be right back in the mix in the NFC, which clearly they are going to have those moments where you doubt them and then they rebound well from them. I would expect with stupid drama this past week that they would rebound from it. And it's not even rebounding because they won. So here's where we are. I've got Denver plus the 3.5, but the only reason I'm taking Denver there is because of the hook. That's it. Same for you?
Same for me.
All right, so Bart and I. Bart,
we're 3-0 this week, baby.
Bart, once again, his record, 3-9. Mine, 2-10. Translation, we suck. But if you're smart and you're listening to what we're saying, you should be making money off of that. Wink, wink. Fade away. Bart and I have both taken Dallas against the Jets minus 2.5. Bart has taken the Saints against the Giants. I have taken the Giants. The Saints are 1.5-point favorites in that game, and we have both taken Denver plus 3.5 down in Philadelphia. How do you feel? First of all, and
so I'll be 6-12 next week.
You're going to go 3-0 this week.
Yep.
All right. Well, you wouldn't be 6-12. You'd be 6-9 because you'd go 3-0.
Oh yeah.
You wouldn't take 3 more losses.
That'd be 6-9.
I'm not a math guy.
Then I'll look good.
Who is your survivor pick for the week? Tom?
What'd I go with?
Seattle he picked.
Yeah.
You picked Seattle this week. What made you pick Seattle?
Just the fact that, Tampa Bay has to go across town, play a dynamic defense, and it's on the road.
It's quite literally the farthest that you can travel in the NFL without playing internationally.
Right, and they're beat up.
Yep. Okay. Actually, Miami would be going to Seattle. But whatever. You're taking Seattle over the Buccaneers at home this week.
Yep.
Okay. We will be back on Monday with a lot of baseball to talk about, but you know who's next? It's Michael K. And you get everything Yankees you need in just moments. Then Don Hahn and Rosenberg later today right here on ESPN New York and the ESPN New York app.
Getting the right mattress helps you sleep at night. Getting the right price helps you sleep even better. At PC